In Portland, it's 36 degrees with cloudy skies. Today, you can look for snowy, rainy weather, with a high of 41 degrees and a low of 36 degrees.
Time for just some cheer to join the Curmudgeons live. When I was younger, like 12, 13, for some reason, at that point, I wanted to be a novelist. You know, write about the most downtrodden. My Christmas story, you'd have a tinsel tree and a lot of cheap booze.
Cheap booze. Stale pretzels.
Stale pretzels, lots of cigarettes, big old ashtray.
Oh, like, nothing but butts. You don't even smoke, but you need the ashtray with all the butts sticking up, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Right.
What are you doing this Christmas?
I tell you, Christmas just ain't Christmas anymore. In '74, now that was a good year.
That was a Christmas.
Good year.
I had $25 in my pocket.
Fruitcake, used to have fruit. And we'd douse everything in rum. That's what we did.
Yeah. What you doing this Christmas? I think I'm gonna fly south.
Right.
Down to Mexico way.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Keys. I got $10. I need 650 more.
Hello, everybody, and Merry Christmas! December 22nd, 2017, I believe. What's this doing here? I don't know. I am Doc Normal, as they say, and I am here for Christmas, which will be on a Monday, I believe. And sorry about that. I was shaking the mic. And over here, looking very festive, is...
Ooh. Hi, I'm Zippy the Christmas Elf. I'm here to make your every Christmas wish come true.
Zippy the Christmas Elf.
Right.
I'm just like you, Doc Carnett. Zippy the Christmas Elf.
Right. Name three things. Oh.
Name three things that sound really stupid.
Zippy the Christmas Elf.
No, Zippy the Christmas Elf is good. I don't have a funny name.
I haven't been Zippy since 1979.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Now I'm just kind of like the matriculating Christmas elf, you know.
Do you have a hat? I have. So, you know me. I don't play. Like I said.
Yeah.
I said to myself, last night. I said I should prep more for this show today because it's a special show.
It is. It is. It's Christmas with Curmudgeons.
That's right, because Monday's Christmas, right?
Monday is Christmas, yes.
And then what's going to happen there is, well, we won't be live on Monday.
Nah, I doubt that. Yeah.
So, but there might be something going on the stream on Monday, possibly, if you know.
I don't know. Maybe today's replay, you know,
or something.
You never know.
The thought is there.
And so let's just do this. If it's like people tuning in on Christmas, hey, it's Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
I was thinking of something like a Yule log and original Christmas music. So that's number one. Well, first, so we should, okay. Before we get started here.
Okay.
We have me and Zippy the Wonder Cat.
Zippy the Wonder Cat?
Whatever you are.
Wow!
Who are you?
Why not?
Who are you?
By the end of the show, I'll just be Zippy the matriculating elf.
Yes, Zippy the well. Anyway, but so we also have...
We do. Well, Christmas is a magical time, right? It's
Yeah.
a time for kids. Kids love Christmas. And well, we're just not connected that much to the youth side of it all anymore. And so I figured
And Jason, I think that's a good thing.
it is from our standpoint.
From our standpoint of humor, I don't think, Mommy,
Right.
what is bourbon?
Right, yeah, don't worry about
it. Don't worry
After eating the fruitcake, I'm feeling funny. Don't worry, kid. Just go in there and watch Barnaby Jones. It's okay. Get in there.
Why doesn't he like Jell-O?
Right. What are Jell-O shots? No.
Okay.
So I figured we need to get connected to the youth. Who better to bring in the youths of America?
Okay.
Then I have an offspring who's 10 years old, who graciously said, "Yeah, I'll hang out with a couple middle-aged dudes on a Friday."
After I was told the name,
Yeah.
I don't think it's your offspring. I think it's the offspring of Mr. Freeze.
Right.
Mr. Freeze.
That's right.
I'm trying to do my best Schwarzenegger. I am Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze, I'll be back.
So we can ask her.
Yeah, let's ask her.
So it's folks, today for a special guest we have Miss Winter.
Is it Miss or Ms.?
I don't know.
Miss.
Oh, Miss. Okay, so we take it from that you are unmarried since you're Miss. Okay.
I would hope so.
No, I'm a kid, so no.
Alias my daughter Jenna. So there she is.
I like Miss.
Hello.
Miss Winter.
Say hi to your mom to get it out of the way.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, there you go.
And like I said, later we'll be having a smile contest.
Right.
In between the Popeye commercials. So
That's going to be easy because I smile a lot.
that's right.
That's true.
I did say smile contest and then Ramblin' Rod, and I looked at Ms. Winter, and I said, "You don't even know what I mean by Ramblin' Rod, do you?" And it's like, "Nope."
Right. This is like a rigged contest, and I'm still gonna come in third.
Yeah.
It's like,
But still, it's like
Yeah.
no one that's not of our generation they don't know Ramblin' who?
Yeah,
Guy
right.
in the vest with the button. Never mind.
remember the
Popeye
boat? Remember
commercials?
the boat? Oh.
Yeah, I know. So actually,
Yeah.
that is what we should be doing, really.
Bringing a boat into the set?
We should have our own kids show, Jason.
Oh.
Cartoons with Curmudgeons.
Oh, that'd be great. I'll be Yucko the clown.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey kids, how you doing?
Yeah.
Sit down, you little snot nose. And then the next thing you know, I'm getting yelled at by parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why not? Why not? Yeah, so Jenna.
Yeah.
Jenna.
Yes.
So you woke up early for this. You're on your Christmas break. You're 10 years old. You're getting ready for Christmas. Let me ask you a question. Are you looking forward to Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah? You got any ideas what you're getting this year? What Santa's going to bring you?
You.
What?
See, this is exactly how our kids show would go.
Oh, yeah.
Because you walk around with a mic, Ramblin' Rod would be like, "Where are you from?" It was like I knew, and I think you and I both. You said you were on Ramblin' Rod, right?
I was never on. My brothers were. They never. They said I was too young. They were afraid that I would monkey up the studio.
Yeah. Okay.
So
because I was,
they didn't trust me.
At least once. I feel like twice, but once for sure. I feel like once with the Cub Scouts too. But
Sweet.
and so Ramblin' brings his mic around to the kids.
Yeah.
Where are you from? What's your name? Where are you from? Right? And you're like, oh, this is my favorite part. I'm going to be like, and as a little kid, even as a little kid, in your mind on Ramblin' Rod, when you're imagining the mic coming through on Ramblin' Rod, even as a little kid, you're thinking like Gregory Peck or something.
Oh,
it's like,
you're going to lay down pure gold.
I'm from Gladstone, Oregon, and my name is Michelle, or something.
That's right.
Something really eloquent. And as the mic goes and the mic hits you, and there's all these parents and a guy running the big giant TV camera, because that was back in the days when TV cameras were as big as a house, and there's monitors, and there's you're up close. You could see his where he nicked himself. Like shaving. Like there he is with the makeup on. There's Ramblin' Rod, and the mic goes in front of you. It's like, what's your name? Where are you from? And you're like,
right, and somewhere out of that he'll go, "Oh, can be great." Moving on,
exactly.
Like, yeah, because in your mind, you're gonna say something magical and great, like, "Where am I from? Where are we really from?"
Exactly.
It goes some existential sort of dialogue. But for you, like, okay.
Yeah. Well, Rod, Shakespeare once wrote, "Thy can a horse, my kingdom for a horse." And I think that this typifies where we are all from.
Yeah, into the breach, dear friends, on St. Crispin's Day, And then next thing it's like in that movie,
Popeye? I like Popeye.
Right, it just comes into your mind. Popeye, I like Popeye. Yeah. It's like that movie Christmas Story, where the kids get up there and they always freeze because, it's their big moment and all they can just do is, little Ralphie asked,
it's just like, that is actually exactly it. It's when Santa asks Ralphie what he wants for Christmas, and he has rehearsed it. He's got like the Gregory Peck performance of, "I will have a long red rider with the sight in the compass," and and then Santa gets up there, and what happens? Ralphie's like, right?
Olivia,
great scene.
Olivier just the other day said to me, and then,
"Why don't you have a red rider
with a compass in the stalk?" Oh, speaking of Christmas Story, they had the live version. It was the musical version from Broadway on.
How was that?
Okay. Of course, I love the movie. It is a classic. Darren McGavin, Melinda Dillon.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic movie. But the live musical, just didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that they tried, but it just...
That's what I heard.
Of course, I'm a curmudgeon. I'm a purist, right? And when I see that stuff, I want it Darren McGavin. I want Christmas and Gene Shepard.
I saw on the Twitter people were talking about it, and it was like
moving on.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's more to talk about there, and I think we'll hopefully have a special guest even calling in.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
At 10:30, the 10:30 hour, which is 1:30 back east. The pop culture professor herself, Dr. Rebecca Housel, will be calling in. Mm-hmm. We need a Christmas. She's gonna go behind the scenes with us, where all these traditions and everything came from, why we think of what they are today, and then she's also going to give us one heck of a fruitcake recipe. I'm kidding, I don't know about that, but soak it in rum.
She's going to give us one heck of a hangover.
That's right.
So it's going to, before, because I've got something else I got to do here too.
Excellent.
I'm working. I had so many great plans that were dashed. So I want to find out, Miss Winter.
Ms. Winter, if that's your real name.
That camera is unangled. Well, it is what it is. We'll just go with it.
Yeah, we're rolling. It could be like the Batman in the 60s.
We'll give her a close-up later. We'll put a close-up on it. Right? So did you have anything else to add?
Yeah.
Before we get... No? Okay.
Well, one thing I did say...
Okay. Yeah.
One thing I did want to say...
Yes.
Is that I was just, nervous, and first thing of all...
Yeah.
What was the question again when he first asked me?
Oh, I was going to say, A, are you ready for Christmas? And do you have any idea what Santa's going to bring you?
I don't know what he's going to bring me.
You don't know?
All right.
Well, I know. I consulted with him. Mm-hmm. We sat down because, he's like, hey,
I know the truth.
Tell me about the little beep. And I said, hey, Santa, hey, come on now. I know you're stressed out in this time of year, but let's keep it in check, shall we?
I know the truth.
I love it. She's Scully and Mulder, this Santa thing, right? The truth is out there.
I know the truth.
And
we know the truth, too. It's freaking the Greys who come down.
Right.
Because how would you get all those presents all over the world to all those kids?
Right.
You'd have to be an extraterrestrial. You'd have to use time
In
and
their-
space.
I know who it is. It's the parrots.
What? No, it's Greys, and they come down in their magical sleigh,
It's
and
the
they come down your
parrots.
chimney, and then they leave you
I'm hoping.
brainwashing
I already
equipment.
know. My mom told me.
Oh.
So don't you dare try to make up a story.
Gigs up, huh? All right.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping that
Digs up.
I'm hoping she didn't see the new Star Wars and spoiler alert.
Oops.
But anyway, so I gotta do a couple production housekeeping things.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to decorate. We got Mr. Well, we got this one right here.
Yes.
Right, we got Mr. Branch.
We got
Right.
Mr. Branch, yeah.
Mr. Branch is right there.
Hello, Mr. Branch.
Nice looking Mr. Branch.
Yeah.
Very, very perfect for the studio.
Yes.
Silver and silver and gold.
It's kind of our Vegas tree, you know?
Yeah,
it's a
no,
silver
it's
and
good.
little lights
It's
on.
good. It's good. It's good.
It's perfect.
Perfect in the studio.
Yeah.
With the and you can
Yeah.
see it in that shot there with the obligatory Christmas tree urn underneath.
Yes.
Like something right out of.
That's Aunt Melba. She's
Yes,
down there.
I know, dude.
She's with us in this holiday season.
all I could think about. Yep.
Melba.
With visions
You know.
of Jello dancing in her head. So I wanted to decorate.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the problem.
Okay.
I was like, okay, there's so much going on, and so much that goes on during the holidays, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a problem. And so I have a whole bunch of music, and I was just saying right before the show, I was like, well, how many Christmas songs and Christmas music have I written original? Yeah. And I was like, it could be 10.
Wow.
I used to record a Christmas song once a year with a guy. We will probably play one of those.
Excellent.
Because the other 3 are highly inappropriate. Exactly.
Yeah, well, you know.
And actually, I'm trying to rework one of them to make it a little bit more
Reined in.
Yeah, but the problem is, and then I'm passing around and going, well, I'm thinking about redoing the lyrics here, and then they come back around again, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to make it a little more politically correct, and it's like, dude, you wrote this terrible song about Christmas and Santa Claus being all kinds of creepy things,
Right.
You know, I mean, it's definitely Santa Claus from A Christmas Story, and then some.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you can't rob the song of its soul, right?
Yeah,
It's kinda,
yeah. It was just kind of the '80s, and we kind of made jokes in different ways.
Yeah.
Kind of draws from the lumberjack type thing.
Yeah, I only did one song back in the day, Christmas song. It was called "Santa's on Crack."
Yeah, that's right. So I had that one. So we did these songs, and they were actually good. People liked these songs.
Oh, mine was crappy.
But again, you know, it was like well, what would happen is my music writing partner and I, we had a studio, we'd work on tunes. So around Christmas time, for the first year, he was like, hey, I do a Christmas song. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, okay. And then I had written these lyrics, like, you know, high school or something, that were disgusting about Santa Claus. I'm like, well, I actually happen to, I'm turning in these lyrics here, and he's like,
Wow.
really? We're gonna really Santa and this and that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I think he wanted to do like Jingle Bell Rock, and I wanted to do Jingle Bell
Slaughter.
Yeah. I can't. Something else that would rhyme with rock. Let's say.
Oh, okay.
Kids are here.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we would do that once a year, and then we did do one. Finally, he was like, "I gotta do a serious one." I was like, "All right, dude." So our last one was this, like, oh, this is, you know.
Put it on at the end, like on the B side, right? Just like, okay.
Yeah.
We'll put it on there. Yeah.
So I've been trying to rework that stuff, and there's also remixes, and I have tapes. We did the multi-track. This is back when we did tapes and stuff, and so I have that, and then it all got transferred and digitized over, and then so I have all this. I have all this material that I worked on for years in. Like, it's like going back and remixing Bohemian Rhapsody. It's like I can do this.
Yeah.
I got GarageBand, I got digital. I mean, you've got Bohemian Rhapsody, you've got the remix right here in your MacBook, right?
Yeah.
You got garage. You can do all this amazing stuff that we couldn't do back when we recorded this music.
Right.
You had to have thousands of tape and all this stuff. Now it's just like, oh yeah, no big deal. So I've got all this stuff. So I'm thinking I should do this for Christmas, but this is a thought that happens like a week and a half before Christmas.
Yeah, it never comes to you like in September or something where you've got the time that you can
when
actually...
you have to do it.
Right.
You always write Christmas songs, and this was our problem too. We'd go in the studio a week or so before Christmas, and you always... Everyone knows, like when you like Mariah Carey or whatever, and the Christmas album, they recorded that like in July.
Yeah, Mel Torme's famous story, when he wrote.
Did he record it in December?
Yeah, he recorded it, I think, June or July, and Mel Torme, he's like in some L.A., recording studio, and he's trying to write the song, and he's thinking to himself, it's like 80 degrees out there. Yeah. There's nothing to do with Christmas, and so he had to really kind of channel his inner Santa. And
so my problem is that I had this figured out, and there was usually you need like a good solid weekend to do stuff. Well, it's right before Christmas. Like I said on Monday, I'm going out seeing friends, doing stuff like that. That's good. That's actually Christmas. That's what you should be doing.
Right.
So it's nice. And then the family's getting together on the weekend because they got to get together because they can't do it on, that sort of thing. So we got this. So my whole week is like that. So I'm trying to scramble and remix this stuff and rewrite lyrics and stuff. And of course, did I finish it? No. But anyway, and so how does that relate to decorations? Well, I was going to, you got to go in like a bay and dig through. Everybody, come on. Where do you put your Christmas?
Oh, there's closets.
Yeah,
there's there's one special Christmas closet, right?
You put your Christmas, you box your Christmas stuff up, and you shove it so far under the house, through the meadow, in the door, somewhere where no one's going to get at it. It's like, I don't want anybody to steal the Nutcracker. No one's going to steal the Nutcracker. They won't find the Nutcracker. They're going to find your Christmas stuff in a dead body someday, and
here's open. No, usually it's in some storage unit in another city, right?
Yeah,
it's like, we'll bring it in.
Christmas stuff. So of course, you got to go get the box, and there's usually 40 boxes in front of it that all weigh about 75 pounds. And at some point, I'm like, Christmas stuff is not, decorations is not worth this. It's not worth this. It's not worth this.
Right.
So I was like, we have this thing. You got Mr. Branch.
Mr. Branch.
We've got awesome Mr. Branch.
Well, I told my son to go dig through the Christmas closet for it.
Is perfect for the studio. It's perfect. And so I was going to put some tinsel or some stuff here.
Yeah.
But there's no way that I'm going to, in the time that it would take me, that would take me another day.
That's an intern's job,
another half
right?
Day. Right.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, what could I do to help decorate the Curmudgeons studio? Right?
Yes.
And I thought, well, what do you got? Well, I've got boxes and stuff. I'm not going to go in there. And the time that it takes, it's going to take me a day, 2 days to get all that stuff out. Yeah. And then you got to put it up. That takes more time.
Yep.
In the fraction of the time that I got to do that, I can just do the magic of the internet, of digital.
A digital Christmas.
Yes.
I like it.
So, with that in mind, I wanted you guys to help me pick a Christmas decoration.
Excellent. Okay.
So we'll put it on. Of
course, I'll help you.
We can put it. Yeah, we'll put it on Jason there. How about that?
Ooh.
So let's see. I gotta pull this up here. I have. Let's see what we've got. If it works, I hope. So here's. Actually, I might. Do I do that now? Well, we'll find out. We'll figure it out here. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is so exciting." So there's a little holly.
I'm Christmas. Da, 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 da. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
I mean, that's looking real Ramblin' Rod.
That is Ramblin' Rodish. Hey, kids, let's go to a cartoon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
We do not do cartoons.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so here's the next one.
Oh.
Little candy cane and a little stuff on the side there.
Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I gotta go. Oh, the tree. Oh, nice.
Really?
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Who knows? See?
Well,
See,
I'm
it
like,
really covers you up, right? We'll fix
hey,
that.
someone get me behind it. Hey.
We'll fix that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. So that was one. Let's see. What do we got? 1, 2. Here's number 3.
Oh.
I love this.
That's more. It makes me want to do like the Christmas robot.
I think that would rather suit me more.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, that might be true.
Then here's number 4.
Oh,
Candy canes.
candy cane.
Oh,
I like it.
awesome.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, candy canes.
You
Everyone
are
loves a
not
good candy
everyone.
cane,
That's right.
right? Candy
You are
cane.
not a kid.
I like my peppermint as long as it's poured with schnapps. Anyway.
And then,
Looks like an overgrown lawn, though.
yeah, it's like, Jason!
Pine tree.
Mr. Livingston, I presume.
I think we lost Jason with the Rough Rider party down in the Amazon.
Right.
We've got Teddy, Jason, where are you? So, yeah.
Okay.
So those are
that.
6. I mean, I'm sorry I didn't overachieve. I could have gotten 20 more.
Yeah.
So we've got. That's kind of festive.
That is
Yes,
pretty festive.
that's so
The very
cute.
first one was pretty good, too.
I think that's the first
Is
one.
that the first one?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
First
Yeah,
one.
that was-
That
oh,
was.
second
And
one.
then they'll just kind of... Wait a minute.
I think you got to save that one for the.
I'm going to pet the tree.
Yeah, save that one
Pet
for
the
the.
tree. Yeah, pet the tree.
This is going to be great audio. You'll just have to go up to YouTube and watch it.
Pet the tree? What is he talking
And
about?
that one.
Yes. See, how does Jenna
Candy
look?
cane. We like candy cane.
How does Jenna look with the wide...
Well, let me
thing?
let me see. I was gonna actually at
I
some
would love
point
that.
change
Oh, there she is. Okay.
the. This is total Ramblin' Rod smiling contest right now. All right, you kids.
Hey, you're missing your antlers.
Can I even put that? Oh yeah, I can put the NuzBox on there. Look at that.
Da.
Oh my gosh!
Put on your antlers, kid. It's
I'm
Christmas.
Jerry Todd. Welcome to the Jerry Todd Show.
There's gonna be...
We're making candy canes and all kinds of video Christmas bling.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. We're making magic,
No, we're
kid.
not.
Yes.
Anyway,
I guess I'm more smarter than you.
Yeah, you will, but it's... Yeah.
so there is I don't know, candy canes are that first one is kind of good though, right? This one.
I like it.
It's so
Little
like
holly, you know.
have a holly jolly Christmas. Oh, the NuzBox is kind of hidden from that. Oh well, doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Turn it off. Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so that was my contribution.
That's good. I like it.
Great show, everybody. See you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
I got Christmas hats too.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Okay, let's...
I actually have a
Let's
Santa
see.
suit.
Santa suit.
That's awesome.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I like this one better.
Okay.
No, we don't like that one. God. See, I'm going to be obsessed with this now.
The candy cane one's pretty good.
You like the candy cane?
Yeah, that's
I
not
do
bad.
too.
All right, let's
Very
go with
festive.
the candy. Okay, we'll go with the candy cane.
Yeah.
Also, even works with the logo. there.
Sure. Oh, look
See,
at
the
that.
logo and the candy cane work.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy,
Okay.
Hey.
this is.
The first one.
So I this goes with
I
a
really
Santa
like
suit. See,
Excellent.
right? See,
Oh.
and I even wore red.
Yeah.
So this goes with the Santa suit.
And
Excellent.
Then, is there another one?
And I well, the thing is I could have wore my Santa suit. Now I got the Santa suit a couple of years ago. We talked about this
Yeah.
previously on the show, the Santa Con.
Right.
In
Santa
fact,
Con.
I think did I show some pictures on my Instagram?
You
of that?
did.
I did
That was cool, yeah.
of
Then.
of young
But then
ladies
let's-
and drunken Germans.
But then we've got a hat that goes to the dark side.
And this is really
Bah humbug.
my Santa hat right here, if you can see it. Yeah.
Bah humbug.
Ah,
Wow,
Just
you're
do
not
it
in the
here.
Christmas spirit
You
with
probably
that.
can't. Can you see it? Just there.
I need to get booted
I
of that
can
hat.
see it. It's bah humbug.
Oh, ah!
There
You
go.
can't really see it, can you?
Oh, yeah, you can.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, if I zoom it in. This is exactly
Humbug.
also why I don't wear hats.
If you put it straight up, though, it looks like you're wearing a mitre hat, so it looks like you're like the anti-pope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, now I got to fix that camera. Oh, what a disaster! All right, so
Welcome to the
this is
show.
what happens when people, get crazy and before Christmas.
Right. That's what happens.
And when Doc Normal was like all going to be like excited about doing a show and getting that music ready, and what did I do? Here's what happens, okay? I'm working on my camera there. Hey. Oh, jeez. I'm way big now.
Okay.
Anyway. I just feel I'm wearing red. And,
right. Very festive.
Bah humbug.
Bah humbug.
So here's what happened.
Okay.
Last night, I'm running errands. And I'm in the town there. And I'm running errands. And I honestly, here's the thing. Have you ever been in a vehicle? Like I always have like one time I bought like a pack of 8 Bic pens.
Oh yeah.
To put in the glove compartment of the vehicle.
Sure.
Because there's always a time when it's like, hey, I need a pen.
Yep.
You're in your car.
And
you're in
never
your vehicle.
there. Yeah.
Like always, here's a pro life tip from Doc Normal.
Okay.
Buy a pack. They're cheap. You can even get them secondhand, whatever. But go down to get just the cheap Bic pens in a pack. Buy the pack. Put the pack.
Go to the Dollar Tree. Get a little 8-pack of Bic pens.
Well, you need when you buy the dollar pens, and I used to go to the liquidators. They'd have the pens. They're all misprinted, so it's like, oh look, it's Slurpee Joe's. It's like,
Right. Yeah.
It's McDougal's hamburgers, It's like they'd have the misprints, and they'd sell them for like $1 or $2.
That's great.
Of like 50 pens at the liquidators, right? You'd just be like, wow.
Awesome.
And it would always be like, Joe's carpet cleaning, but carpet was...
It's Carpat.
Yeah, it was Capet or something. It was always misspelled, so it was always like, what is this? So yeah, but the problem is you have to buy, like if you do the, you got to buy the pack because half the pens don't work in the first place. You're like,
Right.
Can't get it to work. Okay, try the next one.
Right.
You'll find one that will work at some point. But so I'm in this car, and it's like there's no pen in the car. Like, who has a car that doesn't have a pen in it? Are you serious?
Yeah. My wife has it in her purse. That's why I depend on her. If I need it when she's not there.
In her purse, but not in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Now I just pull over and I put a little memo in the phone.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like if you have to sign something.
Yeah.
Like when you're taking out a contract on someone's life.
Sure.
You sign here.
Right. Initial
I didn't
here.
take a contract out on someone. Just a dark joke for Christmas.
It's a joke.
Anyway, so I'm like, and it's like, no pen. So I had to go back home, get a pen, which was lucky because I had to really go to the bathroom really bad too.
Oh, there you go.
So it was like, I'm doing the I need a pen and I'm doing the potty dance all at once. It's kind of like, it's like this. Need a pen, potty dance. Need a pen, potty dance.
Who hasn't done that before?
This is truly going to be the worst show ever.
I haven't.
Anyway, so I finally get the pen and I take care of it, and I'm in the town, and it's around dinner time. And have you ever had this thought at dinner, like when it's like the dinner evening hour, and you're hungry, you want something to eat, and the first thing that pops into your head, and this happens to me actually rather often, is, a big tub of buttered theater popcorn would go real nice right now.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had that?
Oh yeah.
No.
I'm not talking about the crap you pop in the air popper at home.
No, the old school movie theater extra butter in the
the good thing for me is these days they don't do butter. I mean, they didn't do butter before. They did some really nasty liquid crap. Now it's all like coconut oil and stuff, so it's all actually
kind of
vegetarian.
oleo stuff, right?
Vegetarian is actually it is so that's what they do, and then coconut and soy oil or whatever. Yeah. Probably because the people are like allergic to dairy. Who knows? But anyway,
sure.
But that sounded so good.
Yeah.
Well, the only way you could go get that popcorn is to go see a movie. Right? You have to go
That's your excuse, right? You're like,
And you just want to get some dinner, but I don't want to go to Trader Joe's. I don't want to do takeout Chinese. I just, like, if I could find a takeout place that just did, can I just get a tub of buttered popcorn and a Dr. Pepper, please, right?
Right.
Okay.
Why not?
But anyway, so I'm there, and I'm looking at, and sure enough, the times, and I'm right there, and my friends are all, like, sick or whatever, so, and it was really impromptu. It was just me. It was just dinner. So
Spontaneous.
I just rolled into the movie theater
Yeah.
to watch a 2.5-hour movie.
And eat some popcorn.
And eat some popcorn. So I went in and I said, you know what? I'm going to watch that Star Wars again.
Excellent. Okay.
And so that's what I did. I went in there. I just scooted in. And I was like, and it was almost like my Christmas gift to myself.
Ah, gotcha. Uh-huh.
It was like, but it really was just about, I wanted a tub of theater popcorn for dinner.
Right.
It's like, and I never eat soda. I mean, I never eat soda. I never drink soda, right? I stopped that years ago as an adult. Not good for you if you're drinking all that soda. It's just not good for you. But here's the thing.
I don't like it.
Well, I use it as a treat. Like, so if I go to the theater, it's like having a cake.
It's a splurge.
You know what? I'll have a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Or something. I'll have
I'll have a Sprite.
Orange Crush.
Ooh, Orange Crush.
Yeah, something like that. So anyway, I did that, and I went to see the Star Wars again, and
nice.
And I'll see it a few more times. I really like this movie.
I've heard good things about it.
Really like the Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then I go home and I look online, and you know what it was? Everyone's like, I hate this movie. I hate this movie. I hate this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't get it. I've seen a few kind of negative responses, but overwhelmingly, everyone said it's like a really, really good movie, and so.
Well, they're doing the thing where the Rotten Tomatoes, the critics, like the number is high, and then the fans are like 50% or low. I mean, it's like. Yeah. It's weird because I watched the movie and I'm like, well, let me rewatch this and see if let's get the new car smell.
Yeah.
And the second time I watched it, I even liked it better than the first time. I was like, no, I actually really, this is one of my favorite Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like out of all the movies.
Yeah.
Beats the heck out of the prequels, which I'm like, did you guys like the prequel? I mean, I'm not denigrating.
I've never watched
But anyway,
I think it got better as they went on. Like the first one, I wasn't too keen on. I thought it was kind of.
But I went up and I looked at these reviews and just all the YouTubers.
Yeah.
Well, not the ones that and granted, like there's this one guy on YouTube and he's a hole.
Yeah.
I mean, he just is. Like it's like, oh man, he's like from Australia or something, and he's got this look on his face. But anyway. What's that?
I'm right here.
Yes, you're right there.
Yes. You are. Okay.
Hi.
That was a bad word.
What bad word?
She read through the line when you said a-hole.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, I didn't say the word.
He was a bad man.
Yeah.
How's that, Jenna?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
So anyway, so I get that, and then I was like, oh yeah, whatever, dude, you don't like anything, and you're a fanboy, one of these fanboy guys. But anyway, so I did watch Kevin Smith on his YouTube channel, and he liked the movie. And I mean, Kevin, I don't know. I mean, I don't like everything Kevin Smith does, but I do like Kevin Smith in general.
Yeah, and he's a good aficionado of the movies,
and he loved the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thanks. Yeah, I agree with you, And there's things in the movie that not everyone's going to agree with or like or whatever. But to just wholesale go, oh, this movie was the worst Star Wars. I've never seen a Star Wars movie like this. And it's like, you did see the original, right? It did have action and humor. Remember the jokes, the cracking and the stuff? It was just like, so I don't know. I'm still scratching my head. It's like America's like, I don't know what this is.
I think people have
so weird.
Well, with the originals, I think that they have this image of it, and no matter how good it is, they'll always say it hasn't lived up to the whatever.
Yeah,
and I mean, with that, you just take it with the grain of salt because it's for those people, nothing will ever be good enough.
Well, it's like you did see The Force Awakens, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Good movie.
And everyone's like, oh, love that movie. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And it was like, yeah, we love that movie that was walked down nostalgia lane 30 years later.
Yeah.
40 or whatever it is.
It's a family reunion.
Yeah. So it was like that. So anyway.
Yeah.
So that was kind of anyway, I'm still trying to figure it out because I literally like was going through this movie going, gosh, I really like this movie. Even if it wasn't a Star Wars movie, it's like maybe that's just it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like this movie could kind of be, and the stuff that happens, I'm always like, you know, and so like Kevin Smith's the only guy on there.
Yeah.
On the YouTube, that it's like, oh, I cried in this part, I liked it, and he's an old school. He's old, like he's an old curmudgeon-ish.
Yeah,
like we are.
Yeah,
and so therefore, it was kind of like maybe only old curmudgeons like us are like, yeah, that's a Star Wars, you know.
Interesting take. Yeah, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's a generational thing that
I don't know.
People like us who were around when the original came out.
Which is weird.
I'm gonna go back through like the social media stuff, and I'm gonna pay attention to the naysayers and see what sort of age group they are.
Well, some of them are like, it's weird because I know some critic people who are pop culture critics, and they're coming like on the posting on this, and they're like, thumbs up. I really like that was good, surprising. Yeah, you threw in. I mean, maybe that's it. Is that, you know, it's surprising. There's stuff where it's like, oh wow. You surprised me, and well, isn't that nice to be surprised once in a while? You know, by a story or whatever, or scared. But so the critic friends I know are all like this, but it's like the there's that kind of unwashed fanboy kind of thing out there. Yeah, you know, and so I saw a couple cartoons, you know, with the guys with their you know, the adult men with their Star Wars toys and their Millennium Falcon toys and stuff, and it's kind of like you know, you're kind of like first of all, I never like those kind of people. Skeeve me out, you know. If you're dragging around your, I mean, if you're not hurting anybody, it's fine. I'm not saying, but I just always was like, I always would like walk into a room of an adult male and on the bookshelf there'd be all kinds of like comic action figures and stuff, and I'd be like, oh, that's cool. I mean, again, I know like a whole segment of people are like, how can you say that? It's like, yeah, but I mean, I could have like the one Godzilla or something, or maybe a Batman cowl or a Darth Vader helmet. Hello,
I like Batman.
You know, but you know, if you've got 250 toys on a toy shelf and you're like 30, 45, 30 years old.
Yeah. It's when you turn it into a museum that...
I know my brother has 2 of them hanging on the wall.
What's that?
Like the action figures. And they're, like, they're hanging on the wall, like where my toys are kind of are. Yeah. That's my area.
Oh,
I'm like, I don't want those there.
So you're just mad because they're in your area.
Airing of grievances now.
I don't mind it, but if it was
brother versus sister,
almost 20. Yeah. He's 19 still, but he's almost 20.
You know,
and I still share a room with him.
Yeah,
that's
what happened.
That's more information than we need.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. So
let's get come talk at Merry Christmas.
But what I'm saying is that it's just you know, it's
No, I understand it. I mean, usually guys will have 1 or 2 artifacts, knickknacks hanging around.
Well, I'm just saying it's this psychology, like some of these people who are like, you know, and it was always like, well, actually, and here's the thing about Star Wars, I gotta say. People aren't going to like this. Star Wars is not Star Trek. Star Trek is not Star Wars. They share a stars. Yeah. But there are different takes on sci-fi, okay? So I noticed that a couple people even said, you know, they can't go to the hyperspace and do this and that with the Force. It's a technical thing. Well, as Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson once pointed out, Star Wars does not apply, no physics apply to Star Wars. First of all, spaceships don't fly around like Zeros and fighter jets and stuff like that. You're in space. Right. There's no gravity. There's no wind. There's nothing.
Yep. And they show it as like there's wind.
Yes.
They do. Yes.
You know,
I've seen parts of it.
Okay.
So the physics of there is no physics of Star Wars. So you gotta... There is some physics where they try to do it in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Even though they do some stuff too, it's all fiction. So if you're sitting there like going, I don't like this thing with it. They can't do the hyper jump here and here and here. And there's like in the Force Awakens, there's like a huge technical plot hole. But it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. And you're like, well, how could they do that? And I watched it and I was like, now how could they have a weapon? And how could they do that with that? And then it's like, and my brain goes, brain? You're watching a Star Wars movie.
Right, yeah.
Just shut up. It doesn't matter.
Suspend your disbelief.
They have
it's
a big
Hollywood.
bad weapon, and they're using it.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
That's all we need for Star Wars. We don't need to science this out in Star Wars.
It's kind of like a dog.
Listen, if I want science, I'm going to turn into PBS, okay?
Yeah.
You're in a movie theater. You're wanting some...
There's some movies that try to science it. You know, The Martian maybe or something. I mean, they try to do stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. I understand.
Why are you bringing science into a movie? Why?
We bring science everywhere.
Well, it depends on the movie. But Star Wars, it's like, so when people get into these technical discussions, well, I hated the movie because, that's this and this and this. And it's like, you're talking about a movie where people fly around in spaceships and have laser swords. And do this with mind tricks to people.
Right.
It's a magic movie. It's a movie about magic set in space.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. So
So anyway, I can't figure out. I am trying to figure out. There was this one young gal who does movie reviews, and apparently she's real popular on YouTube. And she's young. She does movie reviews. She said she said here's all the stuff I liked about it, and then it's like, okay, now I'm going to go into the criticism of the movie. And at least she broke down the stuff she didn't like that was actually okay, you're actually doing criticism here now. Yeah. So it was kind of like, yeah, you're still a snarky millennial, but you're not just being some weird like the fanboys do. So I was like, okay, that's fair. But then I was like, yeah, but I'm like, it's a Star War. You just throw, there's plot holes in every Star Wars movie. There's plot holes in everything. Sometimes you just got to enjoy it for what it is and don't let it sabotage, I can't believe that. The Empire Strikes Back creates a giant plot hole to reveal its greatest moment of Star Wars. Right. And creates this plot hole like, wait a minute, back in the other movie, didn't they say, and it's like, no, it's just go with it. Go with it. And it's the greatest moment in Star Wars. Yeah. There is no greater moment than that moment at the end of The Empire Strikes Back. Where you go, what? You're who? Right, yeah. And then it's like, but it's not exactly a tight plot thing. And it gets worse with the prequels, too. It gets real worse. It's like, R2-D2 was where now? Right. You're just like, whatever. But anyway, I still am saying I like that movie. There you go. And you're sticking with it. I liked it. So I wanted to do that camera thing there, too. Yeah, I like it. Oh, yes. Very festive. And we got the family. 'Twas the night before Christmas. And all through the house. So, okay, so here's...
Now the creature was staring.
Okay. So now we want to do... And I'm gonna do that camera there. Okay. Oh. For Ms. Winter. Mrs. Winter. And if that is her real name. What, you guys got Shelley Winters?
No.
Wow.
Sorry.
Straight out of the Poseidon Adventure. Gotta look that up. Anyway, so I'm gonna fix that, but what we'll do, and I'll walk across there. Okay. It just doesn't matter anymore. It's Christmas. We're drinking hot toddies. We're toddy. Yeah.
Christmas.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, I want to know what the best should it be the best Christmas movies, or what about best TV?
Best Christmas movie.
What should we go with? Okay, let's do both. I got mine.
Yeah,
I got mine too. I'm ready to go. Is it just a mixture?
Best Christmas movie.
Because you got the best Christmas songs. Yeah. Yeah. Which sometimes come from the Christmas movie or TV show.
I have to think about best Christmas movie.
Christmas TV shows or Christmas movies. Let's intertwine them because usually they're ending up on TV anyway.
Can we also... I have a matter on music too.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But we have a tradition in the Allen household.
Okay.
On Christmas Eve, we watch a few things.
Okay.
Yeah.
We watch It's a Wonderful Life. Gotta watch, Gemma Stewart and Donna Reed.
Yeah.
And then we move on to what I watch every year. Is they did it in the mid-1980s. It is a Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. For me at least, by far the best, hands down, Scrooge movie.
Is that the so he's Scrooge?
He's Scrooge.
before.
George C. Scott. Yeah, it turns into.
I don't know what he's talking about. We've never done that before.
We watch it every year, and we're gonna watch it again this
I
year.
don't remember doing that last
That's because
year.
you're too busy trying to saddle up the cat and ride him around the place.
No, I don't ride him around. I just hold him.
And then after that, the kids, we usually send the kiddos to bed, clear out the joint. And then, since I'm Catholic, I watch the Midnight Mass, St. Francis from St. Peter's Basilica in Rome.
I didn't
That's
know
what I
that.
do. Yes, well, you're sleeping by that time.
I used to watch that too.
Oh, yeah.
Like
No,
I'd be
when
like,
you said Catholic.
what?
Yes, I'm Catholic.
I never knew that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll have a chance to rebut everything he said
Right.
in our counterpoint
No,
segment.
you're not, you heathen!
Yeah.
Oh,
Even.
I was called heathen by my 10-year-old cat.
Actually, he puts on Dio albums.
Right.
This isn't
Right. Honey, put that record needle over Holy Diver. It's time to
Exactly.
go.
Yeah, I watched that. That's interesting stuff.
Yeah.
The Basilica.
Oh, you watch it every year. Going
I
back
remember
to
one year, like I was alone. I was what was I doing? It was a long story. Girlfriend had gone back home to have Christmas with the family.
Okay.
And we decided that I wasn't going to go. It was
Right.
like maybe Mom might not be happy with that. With me showing up, right?
Yeah.
Story of my life. We don't
Story
let him
of
out.
my life.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so I was like in the apartment with myself and just like watching the HBO, and it was like watching the old cable, and it was like The Wonderful Life. The other one I watched, this was a really good one, the Glenn Miller story.
Yes,
With
Jimmy Stewart. Yes.
And I can't remember the name of the lady in that. Who plays Glenn Miller's wife?
Yeah.
June
Allison?
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was a good one.
Gotcha.
And then it was like the Basilica thing. It's like, what's this? Ooh, hats.
Yeah.
Hats and smoke and
Oh, yeah. Every year I get excited there. I
Meaning
sit
of
down with my
Christmas.
lazy boy, and there comes on the Pope, and I'm ready for him to lay down the Pope smackdown there.
Yeah.
And I like this. I like this Pope
Yeah.
Francis.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot
That's
going
what I
on in that church over there,
Oh yeah.
which we don't have to talk about
No,
today.
not very Christmassy.
No.
That's what I do. It's a Wonderful Life. You gotta open up with a little Jim
So
Stewart.
what's your favorite movie thing?
Oh, my favorite all-time Christmas movie has to be Ralphie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I watch that every year. Yeah, because the TBS or TNT plays it like 24 hours straight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I usually catch it once.
All right, so let's ask.
Oh, 10 years old.
Yes, because she's
But
dying.
I have some more TV shows too.
Well, we'll get to. We'll just do
Okay.
movies.
Ms. Winter, if
What's
that
your
is your real
favorite
name.
Christmas movie? Favorite Christmas movie?
Right.
That's hard.
Well, what do you think?
Die Hard.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Ralphie too.
Yeah, Christmas
You like
Story.
Ralphie? Yeah,
Okay.
It's
I
good.
can't put my arms down.
That's right, Randy.
That's a good one. Oh, I love that scene. Actually, I love that scene. Where it's like where it's so cold and it's like they're in the Midwest, like
Right.
Illinois or whatever, and you gotta dress up warm, right? Every kid like our age
yeah.
remembers this. It's like you gotta put
Yeah.
this on, and he's
Layers.
like, he can't even move at that point.
Put
You know?
my arms down.
Yeah.
Scott Farkas. He had yellow eyes. I swear, he had yellow
Yeah,
eyes.
Scott Farkas.
Let's see. What else do you like? Do you like the old Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Those are like
Yep.
TV shows, though.
Yeah.
Shiny nose. is.
My favorite isn't that though. My favorite Rankin and Bass show, The Year Without a Santa Claus, with the Heat and Cold Miser. That is my favorite. The song, dun dun. I'm Mr. Heat. I just get a kick out of that.
Without a Santa Claus.
Yeah, I love that. Love that.
It sounds like a indie film, right? The Year Without a Santa Claus.
Yep.
And now coming this Christmas, A Year Without Santa Claus, and you hear.
Right. Yeah.
And they're out in the wilderness, and you see it's like reindeer games. You see reindeer running around, and crazy Santa with a shotgun, and it's like.
That's right. And then
the Yakuza come out of the
he's pulling Uzis out of the sleigh.
Year Without Santa Claus.
Right, and then
Tarantino production.
Oh, that is totally Tarantino. Right, and then you get the movie over voice guy. He's like ho ho ho.
Right.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Fuzz on me. That's good.
Of course, then you got the honorable mentions. Christmas Vacation. Got to do the Griswolds at least once.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Let's see what else we got. Of course, you got Rudolph. You got Frosty. Year Without a Santa Claus. Of course, I have my own quirky stuff too. Like it kind of is a holiday picture because Santa does make an appearance in it. Is Trading Places? Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, I love Trading Places.
Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy. Where he has a Santa.
And they're such horrible guys. The brothers.
Oh yeah, the Duke and Duke. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Mortimer and I can't remember who the other brother's name is. Something Mortimer Duke. And so I've been watching that. But that's about it. That's what the two things though that I three things I religiously watch every Christmas Eve is It's a Wonderful Life. Mm-hmm. It's a Wonderful Life. Hold on, I'm getting George C. Scott, The Christmas Carol. That's by far my favorite, and of course the Pope.
What about White Christmas?
I like the road pictures, Crosby and Hope. I like them.
My Hope.
But I was never a big White Christmas guy. Whenever I think of the song White Christmas,
My Hope.
Yeah, Bob. I think of the old Saigon Embassy. That's how weird of a guy I am, right?
Come on up to the room later. We're having a little party.
Yeah, and then he mumbles at the very end. I was with the stewardess the other day from TBA and I shivered.
Yeah.
But no, when I think of the song White Christmas, I automatically think of the fall of Saigon in '75.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was their code. On the radio, they had sent a memo out saying if you hear Bing Crosby's White Christmas over the radio, you were to hightail it at that moment to the U.S. Embassy because we're pulling out.
Oh, okay.
And so
is that really true?
That is true.
You got that from Ken Burns, didn't you? You got that from Ken Burns.
No, this was pre-Ken Burns.
No.
This was back in my collegial days. Yes. No, yeah.
It was. Did you hear Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yeah, true.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, true story. When they were pulling out in '75, the big rumor went out that their memo also said that if you hear on Armed Forces Radio, if you hear White Christmas, hightail it to the American Embassy because we're saddling up and we're heading out, and that's what's going on.
So the thing that people adults like to say is a lot of their favorite crazy movies is Die Hard.
Oh yeah, Nakatomi Plaza.
They love the Die Hard movie for Christmas.
Yeah,
that's one. And then I'm always like, well, okay, but Die Hard, folks, Lethal Weapon is a Christmas.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
It's like, how can you watch a Die Hard and then not watch a Lethal Weapon?
That's right, because Mel Gibson's sitting there and he's in his trailer.
They're in L.A. They're having Christmas.
Yes. And, he gets bummed out.
They have a Christmas party in the police station.
That's
too.
Right.
Remember, they go in and there's a scene where they're walking in. It's L.A., right? It's like 90 degrees, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And they walk in, and it's Christmas time, and they got the officers in the police station where they work out of, right?
Yeah.
And they're working on singing A Christmas Carol and all that.
That's right.
I have not seen Lethal Weapon in years. I haven't seen Die Hard in years too. So I think that I need to put that on my
to-do list. Yeah,
to-do
over the
list
Christmas
for this
weekend.
Christmas is to watch. Maybe I'll.
I like that.
My dad. Has the gigantic television.
Oh, yeah.
They turned in green stamps or God knows what, Costco money or whatever. I got it for like $5.
Sweet.
It's like a 500-inch television.
No, literally, it takes up the side of your house.
Yeah, it takes up the side of their house. It's like their kitchen. It's like, I'm just trying to get around the TV, Dad. And, you know, like old people, like I said, they collect coupons and stuff. So they walked in and they bought, like, it's like, yeah, I think we got $5. Give us that 75-inch TV.
Oh, yeah, my mom was famous for the coupons, man. She was a wrangler.
And the rebate bucks and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So the thing is beautiful. It's like a Samsung, and it's just like you watch, like, I watched, I don't know, apparently Coffee with Curmudgeons was on that TV at one point too. But you can watch this stuff, and it looks great, and it's all digital, real good looking. So I'm thinking, gosh, maybe I should get a Die Hard...
Yeah,
like on a Blu-ray and a Lethal Weapon on a Blu-ray and watch it.
Yeah,
but it would be real good on that TV.
I like it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or just watch it on an iPad. So there's that. I like the Christmas Story too. That's one of my favorites.
Ralphie. Yeah.
You know, when it came out, it wasn't that popular.
No,
it didn't do well in the theater. It got great reviews, and people were like, "This is weird."
Yeah, I was one of the very few people who can actually say that I saw it in the theater. It was at the old well, now it's like the Wonderland down there in Milwaukee. Back then it used to be like the Milwaukee Tri-Cinema.
Yeah.
And I went and saw it down there. And I
feel
loved
like
it.
I did too. I feel like I went to see it in the theater as well.
Yeah.
And it had gotten good reviews. I remember like Siskel and Ebert, those were those guys back in the day. And they were like, this movie's really good. You got to see it. Just, it's a Christmas movie, but... and the cast, you know, it had Darren McGavin in it. I was like, come on.
Darren.
We love Darren McGavin.
Oh, yeah. We love us some Darren McGavin. And Melinda Dillon, fabulous mom. Yeah. And I think that's part of the reason why I didn't dig that much the musical that was on the live musical. No. Is it just... I mean, I'm a sucker for a good musical. You know, Rodgers and Hammerstein and all that fun stuff.
It's difficult to musicalize
but
some of that stuff.
I mean, the dad tried his best, God bless him, but as Lloyd Benson famously said, I knew Darren McGavin, and you're no Darren McGavin.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, you can't. It's one of those things where, as a snobby purist, I understand it's Broadway and a musical, and I'll give you E for effort on it, but I mean,
I know
it isn't, can't hold a candle to.
Like I said, I heard about it, but I like the Christmas Story.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what other things do I like? Movies. I don't know.
Get on Netflix and watch a very
Trading Places. You did
Trading
mention
Places.
That was a good one. I like that.
A very Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
I
still
got to
do that. I got to do that one this weekend.
Yeah.
So, TV for me, I think there's a Christmas stuff, but for me, it's TV.
Okay. Oh, of course, yeah.
Because the two...
That's what we grew up on.
Well,
right?
the two
TV
are my favorite.
specials.
You said the Rankin and Bass.
Oh, yeah.
I like... is it Rudolph that has the Burl Ives as the snowman?
Yes, silver and gold. Yukon Cornelius with the bumbles. I love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
I really like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
Every year that would freak me out because it's clay.
True.
It's kind of like it's animation. It's not claymation, but it's actually not. Like by the time they did Frosty the Snowman, pretty much the budget, even though they were popular, the budget was like, let's just draw this like a Marty Krofft, you know. And it's Rudolph, show me with the little actual blinking lights and
the claymation.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a great graphic where it's like Luke. No, it's the kid from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, the dentist.
Yeah,
I want to be a dentist.
And he's actually Luke Skywalker riding a tauntaun, and the Wampa that gets in The Empire Strikes Back is actually the abominable snowman.
The Bumble,
it's real good.
Bumble's
it's like a complete mashup of Rudolph and The Empire Strikes Back on Hoth. You know,
that's awesome. Yeah, I love me some Rudolph.
I love that movie or that show. That
Silver and gold.
Yeah, because I like Burl Ives. Burl Ives had that storytelling.
Yeah, he was the musical version of Wilford Brimley.
Yeah.
You know, he was Wilford Brimley with a good singing voice.
Yeah. And so I like that one.
Yeah.
And then I also, and to me, this starts to get into favorite songs and stuff too.
Excellent.
I like my Peanuts Christmas.
Of Charlie Brown Christmas. I was kicking myself last night because I actually remembered I had not seen it yet this Christmas.
Yeah.
Because it's usually on once on like Channel 6 Coin. And you CBS, right? And you get to see it like once. It's not like the old days where they'd repeat it like 4 and 5 times. And the two things I remember I always tried to watch was, of course, Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. And How the Grinch Stole Christmas. You know, the Boris Karloff.
That's the other one.
Voiceover, yeah.
Grinch Stole Christmas is like, wow, man. It's
You're a mean one.
It's hard to pick a favorite, right?
Yeah.
Because the Grinch Stole Christmas, like you have Burl Ives singing Silver and Gold and all that stuff, and have a Holly Jolly Christmas and all that stuff. But then you've got like You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, which is just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, what am I going to do with that?
Right.
I can't, and it's Dr. Seuss, and it's just brilliant. And then there's the Peanuts. And the thing with the Peanuts is, as far as the music goes, it's that Giraldi guy, the jazz
Vince
guy.
Giraldi, yeah.
You know, that Christmas, you know,
right.
I mean, that's a great one.
Christmas time is here. Right.
Yeah, you know.
Love that show, yeah.
So, like, on the jazz station, they're always playing, like, 10 different versions of of him. Yeah. One time I got a CD somewhere, which I haven't loaded the CDs in, which I may or may not. But it's like, it was like the post office for some reason would give it out. I don't know. I don't even think, did they sell it?
Okay.
It was like, the post office is giving me a CD, and it was like, oh, look, it's all the Peanuts Christmas
I seem
music.
to remember something about that.
I got it. Yeah.
Yes, they were given. I remember. Yes, okay, it's all coming back to me now. You would get one if you bought like a book of stamps or something like that. Because I remember my dad came home one time with like some CD. It was like holiday favorites, and I remember being shocked because I thought for sure it was going to be like, yeah, okay, they're holiday favorites, but they're done by people who aren't famous, you know, because of the copyrights or whatever. But this was real Burl Ives.
This has
Elvis.
The
Blue
CD
Christmas?
I have has. What's his name? Who wrote the Peanuts music?
Vince Guaraldi, yes.
Yeah, it's got Vince Guaraldi. It's got Vanessa Williams.
Yes.
I mean, it's got like, and it's all real jazzy, kind of that.
I like it.
Smooth jazz Christmas, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that.
I can dig it. Dig it. Hey, Jenna, you want to lean back in your chair a little bit? You're getting in the camera shot. She's taking over. She's taking over.
She'll do it. It's you know.
She'll get there.
We'll have kids. We'll have dogs.
Yeah.
We have a smile contest.
Yeah.
We have got candy cane border.
It's like Ed Sullivan meets Ramblin' Rod.
Oh my gosh.
Honey, you got to check out this show. They got this weird tree.
On my leg.
Right. Get away from me, Sparky.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like that stuff. Yeah. I have this other. I generally don't like the Christmas music, even though I have done them. I like doing the Christmas music or whatever. But what happened is I have this one CD that someone gave me, and they like people give you like, oh look, it's this CD at Christmas and that, and it's like, yeah. I don't know. Peter Cetera singing Christmas songs.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just not that into it, right?
Well, we grew up with the classics, though, right? I mean, we grew up with the Frank Sinatras, the Burl Ives, Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole's good. Yeah. And then there was this one. I did get the CD one. Somebody and I was like, okay, I'll give this one a shot. Tony Bennett with the Count Basie Big Band.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I can swing with this.
Yeah.
Right?
I like it. I like it. One of the kind of newer ones that I kind of enjoy, though, is Frank Sinatra and Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, God.
And it's different, but Frank keeps her honest, though. You know, he's doing this big band thing. You know, I enjoy it.
So what's your favorite Christmas TV show?
Ms. Winter, paging Ms. Winter.
I'm hoping it's like something really weird, like the, you know.
Yeah. What is the youth?
Don't know. I don't really watch that.
Like the Justice League Christmas or something. You know?
That's right.
Maybe that was what your brother would do.
TV Christmas thing.
Is there like YouTube? Like now, I mean,
she's YouTubing.
Yeah, we're not doing TV anymore, right?
We're streaming.
No.
So we're streaming. Yeah. So is there like YouTube Christmas?
Yeah.
Probably those guys. What's their names? I can't remember their names right now. I'm sure they do Christmas. Huck and Buck or whatever their names are. I can't remember their names. You know, maybe you've seen them.
There's 50 like that.
Dark hair, glasses, blonder hair, and beard. You know.
Yeah.
Somebody will remember them.
Yeah, Jenna, what have you been watching that's Christmas like on YouTube?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Christmas sucks.
I know.
Sucks. Oh, is there a Beavis and Butthead?
Ooh,
Christmas?
Yeah, or South Park.
Well, now
that may be getting a little.
I remember, in an adult, this is in a workplace, when the first, because really, I think the very first South Park I ever saw, which I think was the first South Park ever made.
It's the Halloween one, right?
No, the Christmas one.
Was it? That was Halloween with the topical cream.
I think it was the Christmas. It was a short. There we go.
There she is.
Now we got it. Hang on, folks.
Oh, someone's calling in.
Yes, we have got a guest.
Oh.
Yes, we do.
Okay, let me get in.
That's right.
There we go. Yay, I did
and there
it right.
she is. It would not be Christmas, and it wouldn't be Christmas with Curmudgeons, right? Without the great and the ebullient Dr. Rebecca Housel. She is the pop culture professor. She knows it all. So, folks, this is going to be a treat because I've got tons of Christmas questions, and the one person on the face of this earth right now that can get it all sorted out is the pop culture professor, Dr. Rebecca Housel. Dr. Rebecca, how you doing?
Hey, thanks so much for that amazing introduction, and thanks for having me on. Merry Christmas to you guys, and Happy New Year to your audience as well.
Right.
Exciting.
Yeah.
We're days away.
Right. So we're talking about like our personal favorite, like Christmas shows, movies, or even music. What is your one tradition every year that's I gotta watch this every year? What is the?
It is A Christmas Story.
There you go.
That, at least for TV, but I see like the live stage show of A Christmas Carol every year. I have to see it. It's how I start off the entire Christmas season.
Yeah.
Even though I'm Jewish, by the way, your audience should know I'm Jewish and I celebrate Hanukkah. But man, Christmas has become like a total American holiday.
Right.
And I mean, I could tell you the origins of Christmas if you really want to know. But
well, we did.
I feel like it's kind of fun.
We did want to wish a belated Happy Hanukkah.
Right.
Hanukkah is over now,
correct?
Is that correct?
Yes, Hanukkah ended on Tuesday. It's 8 days of wonderful lighting candles and bringing light into the world and gifts and woohoo, luckies and all good things.
Mm-hmm.
So
how was that? How was your Hanukkah? Good?
Hanukkah was fantastic. And, dreidels, you're spinning dreidels. And sadly, there's like the only kind of Hanukkah special that's out there. There's one by Rugrats in terms of pop culture, which is, that's actually a really great one if you have kids.
So there's
that's a good one to show them.
There's a Rugrats Hanukkah. Because we don't think that's the thing.
The Rugrats are Jewish.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Uh-huh. There you go.
I did not know. I don't know.
And Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights.
That's right.
That's a good one.
I love you, Adam. I love you so much. Don't have your agent call me and say how, why did you diss me on the radio? I'm not dissing you, man. I love you and you know it. But that is just terrible. It's just terrible.
Right, yeah. I think it's
like the song,
once
though.
or twice. Yeah, I think I've seen it once or twice. Because
I
love me some Adam Sandler.
Is that the song? No, he does a. What is that song?
He does that song, and it's actually 2 versions where he names Jews.
Yeah,
right.
that one.
David Lee Roth,
my favorite part is William Shatner, and Spock is too.
That's right.
Winona Ryder, he names all the people that are Jewish. It's Leonard Nimoy, Captain Kirk. There's a lot of Jewish people in the entertainment industry because, of course, it started.
Yes.
Jewish people, Paramount, MGM, Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
Mm-hmm. Tom Cruise isn't, but I heard
sad about. Yeah, he isn't.
Yeah,
that's right. You know what? We don't want to claim any of Tom Cruise.
That's right.
Scientologists can have him.
That's right.
We're good. Sammy Davis, Jesus was Jewish, man.
Yeah,
I'm claiming that one.
Right.
That's the star on our Hanukkah bush.
Wait, he even doesn't he even get Rod Carew in there?
That's right.
We were talking about, because we were going through the baseball cards once.
Rod
My
Carew?
bandana had a Rod Carew. Yeah. I converted. But anyway, so Rugrats is a Hanukkah. They have a Hanukkah special, but there's really not.
They have a Hanukkah special,
not so much.
But
though,
I mean, when I start my holiday,
else.
well, they're now off the air, but. I remember when it's still like available. It's still one of the few.
Yeah.
There's like very few Hanukkah specials out there, and it's one of the good ones. But it's one of the few that actually exist.
We were just talking about South Park. I'm sure somewhere in there, South Park probably addressed Hanukkah, because I think, is it Kenny?
Yeah. Well, remember,
Oh, Kenny's Jewish. Yeah.
I'm sure they did that.
And
I haven't watched South Park
Mr.
in years.
hates Jews, but.
Yeah, well,
I haven't either. I used to watch it every week, and I just sort of. It's not that I don't love it, and actually, I believe that one of the boys that started that is Jewish too. Is it Trey Parker? One of them is Jewish, or both?
Probably. Or Matt.
Yeah, no, they do have the Christmas one, and remember, it's Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh.
Oh man, I do like that one.
God.
I do like that one.
Yeah,
That is actually, I think that's the setup. Is that the setup?
Yeah, Christmas. Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh.
It has something to do with Kenny or whatever.
You love him and he loves you.
Yes, I just. Anyway, we were just, as you called, we were just talking about. Well, we were talking about all the animated stuff, and then we were talking about South Park. And I said I believe the first South Park I ever saw was, and it was before I think they got on their show, that they had made this like little indie. Online, and it was the Christmas show when Jesus comes down, and it was actually Jesus and Santa Claus have a epic battle.
They like face off in the octagon or something like that.
I had a copy of the original paper mache one that they did, and then they later redid it and reanimated it. It was like their demo, and then they reanimated it for the actual show and became like. So I think that was the. Or it was.
Those boys are so talented.
They're a little crazy.
I want more. And Bear Pig was one of my favorite characters of theirs, and I love how Satan and Saddam Hussein are lovers. Come on.
Yeah, I actually had a friend whose best friend, close friend, actually worked on that movie, and so we were talking about him, and he goes, "Yeah, I actually there's somewhere out there. I'm in a hot tub with Matt and Trey. It's like I'm just sitting in a hot tub." And he was like an animator guy and stuff, and it was like, oh yeah, it was interesting working on that movie. Those guys are interesting guys, like really like the humor. Anyway.
Oh, I believe it. Oh yeah, I can only imagine how much fun they are.
So, what's your favorite Christmas movie? We're just gonna.
Well, my favorite Christmas special on TV is A Christmas Story. I must watch Ralphie, in his Red Rider.
Absolutely.
You're going to shoot your eye out.
This is like 100%.
Schwartz with his tongue getting stuck to the...
Yeah.
Oh, no, was it Schwartz that got his tongue stuck
no,
to the pole?
it was Flick.
Flick.
Oh, it was Flick. And then the bully kid.
Scott Farkas.
And I love Randy. That little... Yes. And I love the little brother Randy and how he's like all bundled up. He can't even move his arms.
There's
so much stuff in that, like nostalgia stuff that I love it, love it, love it. Even the Ovaltine reference. I was like, Ovaltine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. Ovaltine, son of a. I won't say the rest, but yeah. Love it.
It's like universally.
The father swearing. And
Darren McGavin. Yeah.
So universally, everyone.
The Christmas duck.
Yeah.
Chinese turkey.
Yeah.
So love it. The Chinese turkey. That's right.
Love it. Yeah.
Wait, you know what
Beautiful.
I just realized?
Mm-hmm.
A Christmas movie. We're trying to think of Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
A Christmas movie, holiday movie that you don't think of, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Got to put John Hughes in there. Trains, planes,
and automobiles. Right.
Oh, that's a good one.
Come on.
Yeah, Home Alone, of course, is
Home
one of my
Alone.
favorites.
There you go. Home Alone's a Christmas.
Yeah, I feel like that's a Christmas movie. And then While You Were Sleeping, which is I think 1995 with Sandra Bullock.
Right.
And Bill Pullman, a young, really hot Bill Pullman. I kind of had a crush. He has his Spaceballs era. He was, looking like like Lone Star. You know, like, oh man,
That's right.
oh Bill Pullman.
That's right.
Now I'm like, dude, so old.
Well,
when he was in Independence Day Resurrection, I like saw that like a double feature.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Bill Pullman, younger Bill Pullman, and Independence Day on the big screen, and then Independence Day Resurrection, and I'm like, no,
I still haven't seen that one
so
yet.
old. What happened? You know.
Right. Hey, it happens. You know.
I can't see it happening to me, but
No.
I'm not going to allow it.
No.
I neither will my 25-year-old friend.
Right. Well, it's in your contract.
I stay young.
That's right. Because Doc Housel, we have to live vicariously through you. So I mean.
Well, I don't know. I think that I mean, if I had 25-year-old chicks, I could see maybe you two enjoying that, but. I wouldn't mind it. You know, I wouldn't mind. I could go both ways in certain situations. Anyway.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great Christmas. We'll see you later.
Right. Hey, I want to ask you a couple questions about, like... ding
the bell.
Right. Okay, we got to ding the bell on that one. Merry Christmas.
I'll be thinking about that all day.
Right.
Okay.
Right. My wife's she's gonna catch me like staring off into space and say, "Honey, what are you thinking about?" And I'm gonna go, "Oh, nothing." You know. No.
Okay.
No, there are these traditions that we've grown up for years. I mean, we were born into them. We've grown up to them. It's become a fabric, literally a fabric of our lives, and yet we don't know where it comes from. Okay. So I'm gonna throw a couple curveballs at you, Doc, and see, and we're gonna learn a few things. Like, when did the practice of cutting down a live Christmas tree and bringing it into your house, when did that start for us?
Okay. Are you ready? I hope your audience is ready.
Okay.
I am. It's go time.
It's go time. Yeah.
So it's go time. So the first Christmas was not when Jesus was born, even though it's portrayed that way. It was actually in 366 AD, so almost 400 years after Jesus existed. The first Christmas was started by Constantine, not the comic book character, but the first Holy Roman Emperor.
You mean not Keanu Reeves?
After him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's not Keanu Reeves or the other guy that played him on TV for a little while.
Right.
So it was canceled. But Constantine was the first Holy Roman Emperor, and I'm sorry to say to everybody that Christmas actually falls. So the reason why Constantine hated Jewish people, had like a really bad hatred of them, mainly because of the story of Hanukkah. About 400, 500 years before the first Christmas, Jewish people had taken back Israel. They were called the Maccabees, and that's why we have Hanukkah as part of that holiday. And that rubbed Rome the wrong way for a really long time until they got it back again, which was about 300 years earlier than Constantine. But they still hated Jews. And so when Constantine decided to create Christmas, it was a way to support his anti-Semitic legislation. So the anti-Semitic legislation that we see in Europe later on, remember, Rome wasn't just the city of Rome in what is now Italy. Rome was literally the world. We're talking about Northern Europe, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, parts of Asia, parts of the Middle East, actually most of the Middle East, even parts of Africa.
Yeah, North Africa.
Egypt is on the Egypt and Libya are neighbors at the top of Africa. And that's how far Rome kind of went in this crazy 4,000 mile north to south radius. They covered a huge area. So a lot of the anti-Semitic stuff that later on affects things like the Holocaust, for example, and you know how in Europe there's a ton of anti-Semitism right now. It's because for that, there was just all hundreds upon hundreds of years, Rome was issuing this anti-Jewish stuff. And it started with Constantine. He really wasn't a friend to Jewish people. And that's why he started Christmas. Christmas actually falls on something that Rome celebrated called Saturnalia.
Yep.
Yay, Saturnalia. And the greeting for Saturnalia was a Latin word that sounds like ho. So it actually like looks like an I and an O, but you pronounce it ho. So people would greet each other, and you'd hear ho, ho, ho all over the city. And so today we know Santa says ho, 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 but he's really not saying ho, ho, ho. That's really comes from this Roman greeting for Saturnalia, which celebrated, of course, Saturn. It was part of Roman culture, and Rome was the world. So and Roman culture, it started basically on the winter solstice, which was yesterday.
Yeah.
So it started then and it ended a little after Christmas. Or where we end Christmas. There's kind of the 12 days of Christmas, and so it was kind of that like whole time period. And you asked about Christmas trees. Okay, so people believe that it comes from Germany, but actually, Saturnalia is the origins of that as well, because I think that the Christmas tree thing started in Germany. Don't quote me, exactly, because I did just read about this. I think it was 1400s. It could have been 1600s. I have a little bit of a blip there. I think it's the 1400s. I want to say 1485, but don't quote me on that at all. But evergreens were used during Saturnalia to decorate windowsills and doorways because they were evergreen, and part of Saturnalia was celebrating eternal life.
Okay.
Does that sound like anybody we know?
Right, yeah.
So a lot of the traditions, giving gifts, giving people like your servants the day off, and the people, the bosses of the servants, or the people that were wealthy would be servants to the servants. Would serve their servants and give them extra money so they could buy gifts. The exchange of gifts and stuff.
That's right.
So so it was all.
That's amazing, yeah. Because there's a lot of stuff that we've grown up with, and we take it for granted, and because it is just what it is, and yet we really don't know where it came from.
Right, and so the first Christmas that's kind of a big deal. People don't realize that it started as a result of Constantine in 366 A.D.
Right.
Not because of the church.
Right.
The church didn't exist yet.
Well, yeah. I mean, also try to think that. Try to wrap people's minds around the fact that Christ wasn't born on December 25th.
No, actually, in July.
Yeah.
He was 6 months after, I think, it was John the Baptist, I believe, which was January. So he had to be July.
Yeah.
I was just looking here at one site on history, and they're saying that, it was like Germany in the 16th century, the Christians started decorating trees around their house and stuff like that. Yeah. So something with Martin Luther, I don't know.
Well, yeah, but I actually think it goes like Doc House was saying. I think it goes back a little further than that. I think that was incorporated after the fall of Rome.
It was right. It was that the evergreen was used for Saturnalia, and of course Rome was Germany, was everywhere, and then later Germany started to do the full-on tree and decorate it up. And I know there was a guy in Germany.
The Tannenbaum.
Was I talking to you guys? Yeah, he did like 12 trees, or his entire house is full of trees, and he decorates all of them. And kind of like a Guinness guy. I think he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most number of decorated Christmas trees in his house.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it strikes me that Christmas is... It's because, like, you've got, like you said, the Saturnalia, and then you got the Constantine and the Christian, and then you got, like, even the Celtic and all that stuff.
Oh, sure.
And it's all the winter solstice, because everyone, like, cultures around the world were, like, on the moon time, right? Yeah. So it seems like humanity, human beings, at some point just said, okay, we're gonna, the Pope or whatever was like, okay, we're just gonna wrap this all up into one big thing and call it Christmas, and we'll have Santa Claus. What happened to Santa Claus? Where'd Santa Claus come into this?
Yeah, the modern
Santa Claus. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the modern version of Santa Claus, right? Where did that image of the big guy with the
Santa.
Long beard and the red suit? Where'd that come from?
Well, that is kind of a German thing, and it has to do. I mean, that is part of it. And if any of your pop culture fans out there are fans of the TV show that's on CW called Supernatural, they probably saw the episode where it talks about this. old school god that would come down. It would come down if you didn't leave him a sacrifice during the winter solstice. He would, basically kill your children or something. It was some like horrible old, kind of Celtic type myth.
Krampus?
But the thing about the Celts, yes, well, there was that movie that I think came out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, sort of that kind of idea. But the Celts, the Celts were, it's really interesting. If you look at Irish history, I got to go to Ireland this year, and they actually, a lot of the words that are Celtic words are actually mirrored in things like Sanskrit. So like the word druid actually comes from, or it doesn't come from, but the word druid means knowledge. The part of that word that was created, it was created because it means knowledge. And a similar word in Sanskrit means knowledge, and a similar word in Hebrew means knowledge. And then we start going back to the Tower of Babel and kind of like the origins of language, Proto-Hebraic and stuff. It's very interesting how connected everything is, because in America, we're kind of removed. We're like our own, we're like on a totally separate continent. But if you look at a world map and you look at Europe and you look at Asia and you look at Africa, they're so close to each other, relatively speaking. And I kind of like to use Greece as like a starting point for people because, if you're looking at Greece to the east, there's Turkey. And then from Turkey, you kind of turn this little corner going like east and south, and that's the Middle East, and then you're in Africa. It's like right there, literally across from Greece in the Mediterranean, there is Africa. It is the tip of Africa, and there's Egypt right there, and Libya is right next to Egypt, going east to the east of Egypt. So it's like a very interesting. And if you look at the boot of Italy, which is across, I believe, the Aegean from Greece, so Italy has 4 seas, 4 different seas, not like the 4 seas of buying a diamond, like actual water seas.
Right.
4 seas around the boot, and it connects it like right across from Italy to the east is Montenegro. Like, it's just weird for people like this, all these Slavic countries. If you were to shoot an arrow, if you were to stand in the middle of Greece and shoot an arrow straight like north of Greece, it goes through so many different countries that you wouldn't even necessarily, because I think people tend to lump Greece and Italy in together. They think, Mediterranean, but Italy, only part of Italy is on the Mediterranean. There's 3 other seas that kind of abut its shores, and only part of Greece is on the Mediterranean. And so it's like a very interesting thing. You end up going through all these different countries, including like Estonia, and that arrow, if it's unencumbered and there's no like obstacles in its path, if it could just have infinite velocity and keep going, it actually ends up going between like Finland and Sweden. It ends up in Northern Europe and like over the Bering Sea, and it goes over like Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. It goes over all these places that people tend to associate with, like, I think closer to like Asia, like Eastern Europe, Russia. Yeah. Basically, they're like, oh, these are Slavic countries, but they're not. They're really not. It's just the way that we Americans tend to not see Europe. And it's such that when you look at Europe and you can see through the eyes of Rome, or what Rome used to be in terms of the world, it really was the world. Germany, Denmark, and then you keep going north and you get Norway and Finland. Yeah. And, I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah, and plus, remember at the time in the later of the empire, you had the 2 distinct empires. You had the Western and the Eastern, and of course Constantinople, and then that ran through all the Asia Minor and into the Middle East and all the trade routes, the Silk Road and stuff like that. And so you get this meshing of cultures through trade, and you can actually one of the guys you can actually thank that has a huge melting pot effect on that area of the world is Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Because he not only
Absolutely.
went on through a his campaign of conquest, right? He had he was a major exporter of the Greek ideal. You know.
So one of the
Yeah,
things.
and spreading his seed along the way.
There you go.
Right.
So one of the things
That too.
along with that is the basis, like Santa Claus and Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas, right?
What most people don't realize is
right.
he was from Turkey.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's Turkish.
It's
He's a
really
Turkey guy
amazing. Yeah,
from Turkey.
the stuff that it's crazy. The whole thing is so intermingled. Like it really is because of Rome and Constantine starting Christmas. To replace Saturnalia, and then all the Saturnalia stuff kind of became part of Christmas. It was this really interesting. I mean, it was a marketing campaign. Christmas started kind of that way.
Yeah.
Not because Constantine felt the spirit of the season. The spirit of the season meant something else to him, and he managed, through over the course of basically people that didn't. He legislated that you had to be a Christian to live. That was part of the fall of Rome. He kind of started to disenfranchise people, whereas prior to that, people, Rome took over your country, but you could still keep your culture, and you had to respect Roman culture too, like people in the United States do. We are a United States because no matter where we come from, we're allowed to celebrate what we want. We just can't, and a lot of people do.
Well, at least for the moment.
Yeah, in theory.
Rome.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But
I mean, hey.
Let's talk about the
nothing is permanent.
No, that's true. Let's talk about
not my hair color, anyway.
Right. That's how we're going to judge the world from here on out. We're going to judge it by Dr. Rebecca Housel's hair color.
Well, that's okay. That's change we can get behind.
Right. That is a change we can get behind. Yes. But the modern,
thank you.
The modern image of Santa, the guy in the red suit who comes down the chimneys and stuff, where did that come from? I mean, the modern.
I believe that's Germany.
Reincarnation.
Yeah, I think.
But it's also the
Saint
look.
Nicholas is just like he's a mysterious guy, right?
Right.
And they're like saying there's he was supposedly a guy, but then they're like, all these stories about him doing the Saint Nicholas stuff, like giving money and food and stuff to people, is all like there's no real documentation. We don't know where that legend came from. Yeah. And it was really, I guess, the German people who kind of grabbed onto that whole Saint Nicholas, the Germanic folks. What was interesting here, I was just reading, I was, because where does the story Santa Claus, the name Santa Claus,
yes,
is so in German they have different dialects, and one that's very severely different German is the way the Swiss pronounce German. It's pronounced much differently than traditional, like say if you're from the Rhineland or somewhere else, right? And so apparently they have like a Samtisch Claus or something like that in Swiss German that kind of turns out in America as like, I don't know. They're saying there's like the Swiss people who came to the Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah, the Pennsylvania Dutch who were the Swiss. They kind of had the Saint, because they had Saint Nick Day. Yeah. Which was kind of a Christmassy thing. It's like December 6th or something. Yeah. So it was like maybe in there somewhere that got kind of twisted to Santa Claus, and I don't know.
And then the major, I guess, facelift makeover of the modern Santa Claus. I mean, you can really kind of thank the Coca-Cola company.
Yeah, is it?
For,
absolutely. It's Norman Rockwell.
Yeah.
Big factors in how we see Santa Claus today.
Was that like to Coca-Cola? Was that like turn of the century or whatever? It's really old, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
the Coca-Cola Santa Claus.
I think it's
Coca-Cola is in Atlanta, is Georgia.
Yeah.
And I can look and see.
But they had that.
I have to look it up.
Oh, that's okay.
But I know that was a good. That really was the beginning of one of their campaigns, and I think that that's a great segue because Christmas like I said earlier in the segment, is really become an American holiday.
Yes.
And I know that there's a lot of people who are very religious that, you know, this is a religious holiday for them, but in terms of our country, it is really American, and it actually is the cornerstone of the global economy. You know, how many guys have jobs through UPS and FedEx at this time of year, specifically because they have to hire extra drivers and stuff. And
Amazon.
So it's like a huge. It's, oh my God, Amazon's changed the whole name of the game.
Yeah.
They really have. It's what you can buy. I don't have to leave my house to complete my Christmas shopping anymore.
It's like Santa bringing presents right to you.
Right. That's very true, yeah.
But that 31 was when the Coca-Cola company started their Santa Claus campaign.
What was it? 1931. 31, did you say?
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's when they came their Santa Claus.
Wow.
And that, you know, but he'd been featured in ads with Coke since the 1920s, but they kind of developed the Santa Claus that we know and love, the big jolly guy in the red suit, is really a Coca-Cola. Yeah, I mean, marketing is that's part of Christmas. That's part of the joys of the holidays that we, you know, I mean, I don't even want to tell you what I've spent on gifts. It's like,
right.
It's insane, you know. Everybody gets something. My neighbors. It's a way for people to get recognized who do stuff for you all year, you know, who are nice to you. Now you have a reason, an excuse, really, to get them a bottle of wine or, you know, make some food for them or, hey, you know. So, I mean, the girl that like, I have, like, some people that help me out, you know, and so I'm like an elf. My car is full of gifts, and I'm running around delivering gifts like one of Santa's elves. I mean, I'm just missing some reindeer, and I'm.
Oh, how I wish Doc Housel lived in Portland, Oregon.
Right. I know.
Me too.
I need a Doc Housel elf
doing national search right now.
Bring booze and
that's right.
And fruitcake or whatever.
She's the best elf ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and I always show my cleavage too, you know, and give hugs, which is really just a way to let people feel my boobs.
Well,
so. I mean, you know, it's true. It's the truth. I love when like guys are like, "Oh, can I hug you?" I'm like, "Sure." You mean feel my boobs? Go right ahead.
You know,
folks, remember, always ask first.
Right. Tis
and
the
know
season.
what the name means. No. So, just a public service out there to all you dudes in 2017.
Yeah, but that's what I've always kind of my little pet thing that I've always thought about. Well, not only Dr. Housel's cleavage, but I've thought about like the American sort of kind of adoption, I guess, if you will, of the whole Christmas and how it's melded, and we've made it a uniquely American experience now, right? And
yeah, that's because of money. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
Well, you
know, I mean, I'm going pitch perfect on y'all, but for real, it really is about the money. It's a money machine.
But so you were talking about like 1931 and Coca-Cola. That's kind of like, you know, kind of getting rolled out in the Depression era, but then what happens after World War II? Everyone comes home, and the United States has like massive amounts of income and money and
free
that.
time.
So it must. I mean, and that's kind of where the Gene Shepard and all this kind of comes out of. It's like post-war America, right?
Right.
The 50s.
That's exactly right.
The huge confluence. I mean, you got the Bing Crosby and the White Christmas we were talking about, right?
All this stuff kind of rolls out post-war.
And
part of the reason is because of postmodernism. So the individual after World War II and Hitler's final solution, which went back to only one truth being the truth for everybody.
Yeah.
So it was more about the group mentality. Individuals didn't matter. To the individual being equally valid and valuable, you know, at least as much as any group. So no more sacrificing individuals or individuality, and that's why we have eye technology today and smartphones and all the smart technologies, because of the increase, which is connected to all this other stuff, because it's really about money. You know, so now we spend infinite amounts of money on ourselves as individuals.
Right, yeah.
And there's specific technology for individuals. Just your phone, before there was only one phone in a household, even one computer in a household. So now everybody has their own computer, phone, tablet, all three sometimes, we spend crazy amounts of money, even spending money on cellular service, internet. None of that existed in even the 1980s. So people born in the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, late 60s, you're growing up in a time when there was no internet, no cell phones, no cell phone service. Cars, really expensive cars, had a car phone built into it in the late 80s. But otherwise there was nobody had that stuff, and those numbers, and that was a really wealthy period in American history. Where did all that money go? What were people doing? And that's when credit cards really started to become popularized as a result of this postmodernism. Yeah.
Oh, the commercialization.
Right. Yeah.
Christmas.
Exploiting American citizens. Really, we love Christmas, and I love that people are nice. But man, who spends so much money? I never spend this much money during any other time of year. Literally.
Right.
But it's the time that you get to recognize people, and that and it's expected too, actually. So like every person that does my hair, that does anything for me during the year, dry cleaner. I mean, people that do things for you all year long are kind of looking at you like, so do I get a tip?
That's the secret. Take it from me. Don't let anyone do anything for you all year. So then you don't owe them back. Right. It's like, no. See, I got nobody. We don't have any.
Now I see the grand design of that.
Yes,
now
exactly.
It makes sense.
I'll take care of it myself. Thanks. I'm not going to owe anybody for Christmas. Yeah. But I mean, I wonder if... in some ways, I mean, the over commercials at like the 70s and before a lot of the smartphones and stuff, man, it was always like all the Hot Wheel, the train, all the stuff, the giant toy retailers. Now, do you think it's better because now you get the people like you said, you go around and you bring personalized stuff. You got the Etsy and that sort of thing. Is it has technology made it a little bit more personal and better, or are we just totally the dystopian consumer?
Or it's an Orwellian Christmas,
I don't know.
It is a cornerstone of the economy, and it is a consumer-based holiday. And when Christmas sales are down this year, and I could tell you, I haven't seen this quarter earnings. Nobody has yet, but when they come out, we'll see that it was down from last year. Why do I know this? Because people like Eddie Bauer, for example, is a retailer that actually started in the Pacific Northwest and where you guys are at, and great products and all that. They're offering 50% off, not with a special coupon, not for Black Friday, which is what they did do for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Green Monday, whatever it is, whatever excuse to help people buy the products that you're selling. Right now, you can go and get 50% off, and that never happened. Can I tell you, 3-4 years ago, even last year, didn't happen. I'm looking at some of these companies that never offered a discount, suddenly offering discounts on everything, huge discounts, deep discounts, and even Marcus.
Yeah.
Even Marcus doesn't have to offer a discount. They've been offering discounts, 25% off. I'm like, this is crazy. Something's not right this year.
So we got there's I'm just thinking about this too, about the retail, because you have that famous Black Friday.
Thing. Look how much that has become a part of our vocabulary and lexicon. Black Friday,
and then it's Cyber Monday, which is when the Amazon and all that stuff.
Small Business Saturday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the small business.
And Green Monday. There's a Green Monday now too.
Right.
So that instead of going out and wasting gas, the retailers. And it's usually, it was just I think it was just recent, maybe a week and a half ago or something. Yeah, that there was Green Monday, big sales.
Right, huge. Yeah, Amazon. As far as a part of that Green Monday stuff, and there's one here in the studio, the Alexa, the Dot, they slashed that down to $29.
Oh, yeah.
And it was all part of that huge blitz of, And, a few years ago, a kid comes up to me, my kid, and says, "Hey, where did the term Black Friday come from?" Right? And I had to explain to him.
It's Black Friday.
Right. I had to explain to him that the saying, you're into the black. You're out of the red and into the black. That the retail people counted on that Christmas season to get them into the profits.
Does
right?
Heavy Metal Saturday follow Black
Heavy
Friday? Right? Back when it's like those heavy metal albums that you had on your list. It's
right.
like, I needed to pick up that.
Judas Priest Saturday followed by Death Metal Sunday, and
exactly.
We're all going to get in a huge communal Yuletide mosh pit. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing. The food alone for Christmas. I mean,
oh yeah,
God, I make so much food this month. It's not because I eat a lot, because I don't, but I cook a lot. And if you cook, you have to taste it as you're cooking, not because you are like a pig or something, because I need to know the flavor. So I'm making fudge and bark, and I'm making chicken and waffles for Christmas dinner.
Nice.
My southern thing is coming out. Oh my God, I made red velvet cupcakes for Hanukkah and Kogo and all. I mean, it's just all the food is crazy.
But that's the good stuff, though.
That's a comfort, right? Yeah. Comfort foods. We get it because it's the holidays.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Let me just be a curmudgeon here. What you're supposed to do is get together with people you like.
Yeah.
Or if it's family.
People you tolerate.
Unfortunate for you.
Yeah.
But, and drink and eat goodies and have a good time. Watch Die Hard or whatever. And, just enjoy yourself,
Play Cards Against Humanity. That's
what I there you go. Cards Against Humanity.
My son. Yeah.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm.
My 12-year-old nephew gets a card and shows it to me, and the card says a sad hand job. I'm like, oh, you don't know what that is, do you? He's like, Aunt Rebecca. He's like, I do know what that is. He's like, do you know what it is? I'm like, oh. Happily, I've never given one that was sad.
Yeah.
There's usually joy attached to mine, but I know what it is.
They do Max Temkin, Cards Against Humanity over there. They do every year they do some sort of holiday thing, and I can't remember. One year they dug a giant hole, like they got donations, and they just literally dug. It was I think it was last year the election. Literally just dug as big a hole as they could, and people would just donate or whatever. So it started out with a backhoe, and then they got so much money they brought in giant earth movers, and they were excavating something for a building. I can't remember what they did.
I remember watching the live feed of that.
I think this year they did the did they buy some borderland to erect a wall because of Trump's thing? One year they sent the BS gift. So I don't know. Cards Against Humanity, if you ever follow them, they always do holiday special things to do weird
They're
things.
Fantastic. Also Jewish, by the way.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. I believe Max. He's a weird guy. I mean, I met him when he started Cards Against Humanity, in person, just talked to him because he happened to be at this thing, and he just had the cards. He brought a box full of the cards, and everyone was buying it, and I bought my Cards Against Humanity. I bought from him, and he was like, he said, if I'm not at the table, I have a sign, and there's the cards. Take a set of cards, lay your money down on the table. I mean, it wasn't even
that's his beginning.
Yeah,
humble beginning.
But I mean, it was it was I trust you. I trust if you take a pack of cards that you'll put a 20 down.
Nice.
Which is funny and ironic, given that the box on Cards Against Humanity says for you and all your awful friends or something, right? We're awful people because we're the things. It's fantastic, and my nephews were just dying because I tend to say things that sound sexual, not wittingly, unwittingly say them. So I'm reading a card, I'm like, oh, that's a mouthful, and they all look at me, and I'm like, I don't understand why you're laughing. They really they kind of are always laughing at me, but and that game is bad because there's a lot of innuendos.
Playing Cards Against Humanity. How is this not surprising to me?
No, but we had to, and I did verify with them first because the youngest is 12, and I'm a little nervous. And they own it at home. So I was like, are you sure? Because my oldest nephew is in this family group, because I have 17 of them, it is 18, and then the middle guy is 16. And he brought all of his friends over for Hanukkah and his girlfriend. So I have like this house full of kids. And we're sitting around after dreidel, and like there's only so much dreidel you can play before you're like, okay, we've cleaned each other out. Now what? And so I'm like, can we play Cards Against Humanity? Because I think that would be fun. And so
speaking
times for Hanukkah.
Speaking of Christmas presents, one Christmas present we won't be getting this year is an 83-year-old husband and 80-year-old wife seized 60 pounds of marijuana for Christmas gifts, they said. So unfortunately, there's a lot of sad folks that won't be getting Christmas gifts from this 80-year-old couple in their 80s as Christmas gifts.
How much marijuana?
60 pounds.
60 pounds.
In Nebraska.
I've never had marijuana in my life. I've never smoked it ever or eaten it at a brownie or anything.
Well, if you come out here to the West Coast, guess what? we can set you up.
We'll help you out with that. So it won't be a green Christmas for them.
No. Is that like the 2017 equivalent of mistletoe? It's like you're standing under the weed.
Hanging pot from the ceiling. Don't worry about that.
I wonder why the Bob Marley music was playing.
That's right.
Bob Marley Christmas or something.
It's a Portland Christmas for you. You know, we got our pot hanging from the ceiling, and we're playing, Bob Marley
reggae Christmas music. Yeah, that's like, hey, Mom.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
Yeah. So that's breaking headlines there. I feel bad for the people on the Christmas list. They're like, oh man.
So I got a question. Anyway. I got a question for the pop culture professor, Dr. Rebecca Housel. Let's put on our prognosticating hat for a second and see the trend lines. Like over the next, 10, 15 years, do you see any changes to the way we approach Christmas?
I was thinking the same question, actually. Yeah. Good question, Jason.
Thank you.
Well, when we were talking about smart technology earlier, and I love to bring it back because we're on the perilously perched on the edge of 2018 here, and the first iPhone was conceived in 2007 and really sold commercially in 2008. That was just 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The iPad came out in 2010. You know what I'm saying? So, we think about the technology that we use every day now, all the smart technology, some of it's not even a decade old. And that changed Christmas drastically, hence the Cyber Monday thing, which is the Monday after Black Friday, and then Small Business Saturday is usually the Saturday after, because all these businesses are like, hey, we're getting pushed out by Black Friday. How can we... People are going into Walmart and standing in line for an effing TV for $25 less or something.
Yeah.
They can do the same thing online, and they don't have to get in their car. They don't have to go out in the cold. They can just stay home, not deal with the crowds. And so it's just a way to keep, how can corporations get richer? And it's like that with pop culture, which I've talked to you guys about before. It's kind of like a little bit of a gravy train. After having just seen the most recent Star Wars, this morning, I went to a screening at 9:15 a.m. And I'm telling you, it's so Disneyfied.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I'm writing a book about it. And of course, everybody that's a Star Wars fan loves the movies. Just to see them being made is a great thing, and I'm on board with that. In the same way, I'm on board with the comic book superhero flicks that are just being cranked out now. Black Panther's coming out in February. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But then I saw The Shape of Water last night, and that by Guillermo del Toro, and that film is a real movie. When you watch it, everything else you see after that is shit. It's like, oh my God, everything else is fecal matter. I can't believe that. I go to a theater and I watch anything that isn't this good. Everything from the storyline to the original soundtrack, the acting, the performances. Sally Hawkins, they have all these Emmy and Golden Globe award winners in this cast is insane, and I'm sitting there just blown away. And then I'm sitting in Star Wars, like, basically not even 12 hours later, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like, this is the Disneyfication. It's like going on a Disney ride. You're like in a theme park when you go to these movies now. I mean, it's so large, and Go ahead.
Oh no, I want to. I was thinking I want to do like a. If we'll never pull it together because we're just ineffective idiots, but I want to do like a Star Wars panel in the first of the year and talk about like the new Star Wars, and maybe we'll figure something like that out. See, like I was just saying, I went and I actually snuck in and watched Star Wars for a second time last night, and I really liked the new Star Wars. I really liked it a lot. I also saw The Shape of Water in a preview. I was invited to that, and I didn't like it so much.
Really?
Yeah. I was like...
Really?
Yeah, I just... and there's reasons. There's a logic kind of storytelling. It's a beautiful... Shape of Water is a beautiful-looking movie. For sure.
Yeah, the cinematography is amazing. The soundtrack is amazing. The writing is great.
Yeah.
I really love the writing, and I love the story. I think it's like a true love story. If you've ever felt a connection like the one they're trying to show, like through the story, it's pretty spot on.
Maybe that's it. I've never felt a connection like that. It's like, yeah, whatever.
That was very Larry David of you.
Yes. Yeah. It is very Larry David of me. It's kind of like, whatever. Love. Great.
I have felt a connection like that, and still do. And I have to tell you, it's like one of the most painful things in the world. And so, and I'm watching her struggle with I know I should say it freely. I don't want to give it away exactly here, but she's kind of struggling there. And the obvious solution is to act. She's not acting, and you're sitting there going, why? But I know why, because I would do the same thing in her shoes. I'd be like, damn, I don't want to give up this cock.
Yeah, I think... There you go. Yeah, I think my initial reaction was a little harsh. But that was a whole thing that, I can get into. Because I went with someone who's a movie critic, and we sat over drinks and discussed it, and I was like, here's what bugged me about this. And it was like... And she kind of pointed out a few things that maybe what I was having a problem with, and I was like, because it was but it had to do with the tonality and the time that it's set in and what they're, but anyway, it's just critic stuff.
Now I have to go out and see Shape of Water.
Yeah, probably everyone likes it but me.
Should.
Probably. I'm probably the one person.
I'm wondering, Doc, if you're problems might not have been with the Guillermo del Toro aspect, because the screenplay was written by him, the story is his, but it's also Vanessa, I can't think of her last name right now, but she did write the script for Divergent and also did a lot of writing for Game of Thrones. And so someone there's a lot of pointed violence. It's not a violent movie. Shape of Water is not a violent movie.
But it has some violence in it.
That's right.
It's a little
and it was very
off-putting.
pointed,
Yeah.
Well, some of it was, and the guy, God, what was he in? Oh, he was in one of those HBO shows.
Yeah.
Just can't think of it right now, but
the cast was good. The cast was very good. I had no problems with the cast.
Amazing cast.
Yeah, I thought the cast was
Sally
excellent.
Hawkins stole the show.
Yeah.
And the dude, this is just a little pop culture history. Doug Jones plays the creature, obviously, and he also plays the creature in Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy. Both of them. He plays Abe Sapien. And somebody in the movie theater today, when I was there for Star Wars, the girls were kind of it's like an origin story for Abe from Hellboy. I'm like, no, girls, it isn't. It is not an origin story for Abe. It is the guy that plays Abe, but it's not connected to Hellboy or the comic whatsoever.
Doug Jones also plays Sarah on Star
Abe
Trek
with the eggs.
Yeah, Doug Jones also is in the main cast. I think it's Sorrow is his name or something like that on the new Star Trek TV show. That's Doug Jones. Yeah.
Yes.
Same guy. He's real kind of tall and lanky, so I guess he does a lot of makeup type films, like you said, the Hellboy.
Yeah, he does.
I didn't realize
from
until
Indiana.
after that he was the dude in The Shape of Water. It was like,
Okay.
Yeah, and he's like he calls himself a dyed-in-the-wool Christian. He's from Indiana, the Midwest. He's really kind of a straight-laced guy, and actually was before he took on the role in Hellboy, was actually struggling with it, thinking, well, I'm going to be like a demon, and I don't really know if that's okay, you know, because he's super religious. Yeah, so pretty interesting.
Well, we'll have to do like you know, after the first of the year, we'll have to figure out like a movie review roundtable or something. Maybe that would be fun. I especially want to talk about Star Wars with people because I was just saying before you came on that I saw the movie again. I really liked it. I really liked the Star Wars, and I consider myself a fan from going all the way back to '77. And
Oh yeah.
And I know that I've been watching all the online stuff and how much a lot of people just did not like the new Star Wars movie at all. Kevin Smith liked it. Okay, I watched his thing and he was okay with it. But it's interesting, and I'm kind of like, what? You know, I mean, I can see where, I mean, there's always like things in the movie like, well, I don't like, why did they go off and do that or do this? Or, that's fine, but like, there's just been a lot of like fan, like everything, like Facebook, like politics, like culture, like it's like these people over here say yes, these people over here say no, and it's like, wow, now we got a Star Wars movie that's like that. It's like, are you, it's like now we can get on Facebook and fight each other over Star Wars and block each other over a movie that's supposed to just entertain you.
100 years from now, in the history books, it's going to say the second U.S. Civil War started over Star Wars.
The Last Jedi. Good point.
Well, it probably will never start because Disney is buying up all the entertainment companies.
Marvel,
Lucasfilm, and now Fox, I think, is on the table, or was. I have.
They bought it. I think they signed that deal.
Today.
Yeah.
So they own.
Oh, really?
Interesting. That was just end of last week.
Yeah.
That they were signing off the deal. That Rupert and Bob Iger were sitting. They actually had a picture of them with the pens out, right? And so now, interestingly enough, what I realized is, as far as Star Wars goes, Disney now wholly owns Star Wars, like from start to finish. So they owned all the Lucasfilm, from George Lucas, but Fox. If you remember, 20th Century Fox still had the movie rights to distribute the Star Wars movie from the deal that they did, and they still had that deal with Lucas. Now Disney owning Fox gets the movie.
Hook, line, and sinker.
So they like 100% own it. And there's some other properties in there too. I want to say some Marvel and DC stuff, right? Movie rights and some
Marvel
contracts.
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but there's some contracts and things. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, and the Netflix stuff, that's all Disney. So people should know that are listening. Yeah. Of course, Disney is going to start their own streaming channel.
Yep.
In 2019, all the Marvel properties that you enjoy and all the Disney movies that you're watching on Netflix, you will not see them anymore as of 2019.
That's a good point.
So that's going to change the way we watch stuff is going to change. We're going to have to, now you have to get Hulu because there's going to be a new Marvel property there because you have to watch it, right? You had to get Amazon Prime to watch The Tick, which is the second half is going to be released in 2018. So you can watch 6 episodes now if you want to, and then the next ones are coming out in 2018, and so like we just keep having to add more and more on top of cable.
Good point.
On top of I feel like we're just being exploited as fans, and
that is a great point. That is your going into the end of 2017, Doc Housel. There's your future prediction right there, and it's a very good point because CBS is doing the same thing with Star Trek.
All Access.
At some point, the new Star Trek is on their All Access, which frankly. Whatever. I'll keep my opinions to myself about their streaming service. But, I got it to see the new Star Trek, right? And eventually when the contracts run out, because Star Trek's all on Netflix, you can watch all the old Star Trek, all the shows, right? Original series, Next Gen, DS9. eventually
Voyager.
the word is they're going to put Voyager. They're going to pull all of that off of Netflix, and you'd have to go to CBS to do it. So now we have like what do you call it? The balkanization?
I guess so.
Streaming, right?
Right, and that brings on my question. Is I mean the channels like Showtime, HBO, that's what they grew up as, people playing movies and so forth. How does that affect them? Because if you got a Disney that's going to start its own streaming and they're going to pull all that content for everything from Disney to Marvel to everything else
CBS
off,
Paramount's got theirs.
how does that affect the
Hulu and Prime, Amazon? But both Amazon and Netflix do original series as well.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, but they're original series. I mean, I do like the Drew Barrymore series about zombies.
Yeah.
That was kind of. They have some good ones, but there's a lot of. They have so much, and it's not a lot of it's not good. Like, I wouldn't waste my time. It's really if you just have ample time to sit there and watch, because there's just so much. It's a multitude that I can't
That's the other thing.
I don't know who's. Yeah,
who's got all this time to watch all this?
Who's paying?
Right,
that's true.
No, I'm with you. I'm saying that's been my issue all along here. It's like, well, you haven't watched this one yet. You still got to catch up and watch this one. It's like, dude, there's a few things that I really like.
Yeah.
Like, for example, again, I watched the Star Trek because I was curious. I wanted to see what was new, so I went in for it as a Star Trek fan. Then the Orville started over there with Seth MacFarlane.
I like the Orville.
I dug that, loved that. I love Seth MacFarlane.
I do too.
And then there was the whole Twin Peaks thing, which I really loved and enjoyed.
Showtime.
So there was all that, and then Curb Your Enthusiasm came back, and I had to watch that because that was a good one. And then it's like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, did you missed season 3 of Mr. Robot because Mr. Robot came back for season 3. So it's like, okay, well, after I'm done watching the Orville and Curb Your, because all the shows kind of wrapped up like around the same couple weeks. It's like, when I'm done with that, then I'll move to like the Mr. Robot, to watch and see what has happened over there. But it's like, God, and people are like, you never watched Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead. It's like, no, how could I ever spend the time to watch 7 seasons of this stuff?
Right.
And Game of Thrones is always...
Welcome to my world, Doc.
Right, but you also kind of do this for a living.
It's not, it's become, my job has become a lot harder.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. And I think Jason asked me a question earlier, how is Christmas going to change in the future?
Yeah.
And I think we're talking about that right now. It has to do with pop culture and what we're watching and how we're watching it. And so it's just going to be more and more electronics that we need to watch all these different things. So we keep, I know for my nephews, I keep going back to them. Their Christmas is really just like new iPhones, new, new iPads, new like electronic stuff, new video game systems, and that's even just the stream. Like, I often get them. They stream gift cards. It's called Stream, and that's another video game service, and you can buy Xbox gift cards now for the online stuff for just Xbox.
Yeah,
and the PlayStation for just PlayStation.
I was just going to say, we were talking here about passive streaming TV shows and movies and all the tons and tons of material and going around to Amazon and all these to watch this. Yeah. And you just were bringing up, like, it was like, we're not even talking about the games and the gaming, which is all the like the Star Wars Battlefront and all that stuff. And that's all time, I don't know if the kids are actually watching Game of Thrones and playing the Battlefront at the same time. I don't know. I can't do it. I don't have that attention span.
My nephews are. In
wow.
fact,
my kid is too.
My dog while I was in Ireland, and there was a big party at my house because I have a million TVs, of course. Because how can I watch everything without a million TVs?
Yeah.
And they were like watching, like binging all the seasons of Game of Thrones to get up to the new season, which started in the summer, this past summer.
While playing,
and we won't see another new one until 2019, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
So that will be the last and final season, I think.
Yeah.
But they play the video games. They watch the show, and I mean, it's like a real
I
How do you do that?
Yeah, the other day
How do you do that?
I actually ventured downstairs, and the kid's down there, and he's on his smartphone. He's got YouTube going on the TV. He's got a game going, and I multitasker. No, I'm not even a monotasker. I can't, right? But he's just multitasking, and I'm like, how can you do that twice? And yet his retention. I did it as well. I'm doing
man,
that.
how do you do that?
In fact, talking about all the streaming stuff.
Yeah.
I'm such a geek. I read books.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of I don't watch a whole lot of TV.
How do you? Well, I guess you could listen to an audiobook, stream YouTube, play the game.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you. Where does your focus go in your? I don't understand.
On your Google glasses, you have one show in one eye, another show in the other eye.
Yeah. But how do you, like you're talking about The Shape of Water, right? And one of the things we can agree on about that movie is there's cinematography there. There's a lot of cinematography.
Oh my God!
Right? There's a lot of visual stuff. Well, how do you focus on watching something that has cinematography or music and cinematography playing when you're also playing a game over here and you got a YouTube and you're chatting? Oh, you're chatting too. Remember, you're chatting with your friends.
Sure.
Oh, always.
How do you even?
Yeah, no, I mean, I am like them. I'm really kind of because if you have ADD like I have,
but
this advent of technology and multiple screens is awesome because that's the way it is for me anyway. I'm like all over the place.
Yeah.
But it is not good actually for young people that don't have ADD because it gives you ADD. They can't focus. I have a hard time focusing on something, for more than say 5 minutes. It's swap nap time. The attention span of the swap nap. Maybe that's my issue. Maybe that's why I need some young friends. Young good-looking friends.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's you and you and you, and in all these different cities. I have a hard time keeping track sometimes, to be honest. I'm like, oh, that's right. I have to see you. That's right. Hey, how you doing? But it's good for me. But my nephew...
Doc Housel's new novel will be called The Fear of Flying. If you... You may get that reference, actually.
That's better.
That's a very old reference. That's a very old reference.
Right.
It is, but let's not age ourselves because,
we do it all the time here on Coffee with Curmudgeons.
I know, but boys, I don't want to do that. But it's on, if you do a Google search, it's right at the top of the page, my age. I'm like, fuck, who did that? Who put that on there?
Oh, no, it's...
Geez, so...
You know what they say? It's like these 80-year-olds with the 60 pounds of marijuana for...
Sure.
80 is just the new 50. I don't know.
That's right.
What can you say?
They're just babies.
Yeah. So I think as we wrap up, did we get favorite movie, favorite TV, favorite song, Christmas song? Should we get
favorite Christmas song?
Did we ask you what your favorite Christmas song or Christmas music
what I
is?
love? I love the Mariah Carey Christmas album, and when my nephews were here for Hanukkah, I'm singing the Jesus I Love Him song from her album. That's like my favorite because it's gospel, and I love gospel.
Yeah. Gospel
I'm
is good.
belting it out. Jesus, I love him. And then my nephews are looking at me. They're like, wow.
It's all good. It's just all good. If you just are like a humanist, right?
Yeah.
Anybody, everything. It's all good. Just celebrate everything.
I am an everything person. I really kind of am.
Yeah.
I think I'm fluid in every way, shape, and form. There you go.
There you go.
They came out the other day. They came out with the top 5 Christmas songs of the year. What's been played and streamed the most, and believe it or not, Mariah Carey took the top spot.
I believe that because
I believe it.
Yeah.
My kid actually, we were talking about it, and it was like, I like All I Want for Christmas
is
You, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really? And she was like, yeah. And then I went to the Christmas concert at the high school.
Okay.
And it's all the choirs, right? Mm-hmm. And it's good. The kids are really good. And they have little groups too. And they have this one little group of kind of the elite singers in there. Mm-hmm. What did they do?
Mariah
All I Want for Christmas. And this little high school gal comes out there, and she's got the doo-wop backup singers singing all the backup for her. And so she's singing the Mariah Carey lead. This girl, this high school girl, I mean, I don't know. She's probably like a sophomore or junior-ish. I don't know. I don't know what she... Man, she knocked it out of the park. I mean, everyone was sitting in the audience going, I mean, with the whole, the whole weird...
Plus Mariah's vocal range, too. I mean, if you can nail that,
this high school girl just knocked it out of the park. Everyone was sitting, all the parents was like, what? Wait a minute, what? Hey, this girl's pretty good here. It's like, yeah. So, I mean, it was cool. I mean, it's...
Cool, yeah. So anyway. Mariah Carey, number one.
The soundtrack of Love Actually. Remember, that's another Christmas movie that's pretty... It's a great film.
Love Actually.
Emma Thompson.
Really?
Yeah. It's a great Colin Firth. Hugh Grant. It's British. It's a British film. And actually, in a young Andrew Lincoln, speaking of Walking Dead, it all comes around. Yes, a very young Andrew Lincoln. Like he doesn't even look like himself. Yeah. And I'm like, is that Andrew Lincoln?
Huh.
He looks so good.
Wow. No, it just kind of blew. I didn't realize that, and so it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Now I get it.
Well, I think we're probably gonna have to wrap up because Doc needs to do some others. Doc has a get together tonight.
That's right.
It's another get together,
and he'll be streaming that. I'm kidding.
No, I won't be streaming it live. I'll be looking in the family liquor cabinet.
That's right.
It's like, what are these family members? They get, that's the best Christmas ever. Yeah. Is when you go over to the flat, like the aunts or the whatever, your elderly, right? Yeah. And what do? You're always happy because their friends, people, like, give them booze over the holidays and stuff. And you don't drink. So, or, they don't really drink it. So it's just like sitting there for you, just like, what do we have that needs to be taken care of over here?
Martha, they got the open bar.
Yeah. Like some holidays, I'm like, can I just take this? I'll just take this home with me, a nightcap, just like, I don't know.
Boys, I can't tell you how many Christmases I got through simply by putting a little bit of eggnog in a lot of bourbon. I was like, I just can't get through. I can't get through the next 3 days without this bourbon.
Oh yeah.
And we need to. I'll just throw a little eggnog in there, and then my kid doesn't know that I'm day drinking. It's like 7 a.m. and I'm like, I think I'm gonna put. Mommy's having some eggnog. It's fine.
That's the best. I mean, don't drive. On Christmas Eve, don't drive anywhere. Right. Stay home surround yourself with the fun people, and then just start. Yeah.
And then you get blottoed.
Yeah, I remember one year of staying home on Christmas Day, and I think we started the Spanish coffees at about 11:30 a.m. I know.
That's like Bloody Marys for,
So we got fire going. It's 11:30, and about 2:30, everyone's just like kind of on the couch going, oh,
these toddies are extra hot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Then you're sick like the next day. Then you're hungover.
Yeah.
Right.
On the 26th, and I can't be because I have a hot day happening.
That's right.
My 25-year-old date. Man, I can't be hungover. I'm ready.
Nope.
Okay. I want you to know, if that gets serious, though, we're going to have to run the questionnaire by him to make sure he's up to snuff for our Dr. Housel. So I'm throwing it out.
Actually, I've known him. It could be. I'll put it that way. It's possible. But, there's like 20 years between us, so kind of a lot.
That happens.
It happens.
Been there.
But,
it happens to me.
On both ends. Anyway. So anyway, great. Have a great holiday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Happy Christmas. Merry New Year. New
Year. Well, that'll be a whole different thing. So
Right.
So, any final thoughts or last words?
Well, final thoughts are have a good Christmas. When you get around those relatives, even Aunt Bunny, who you really don't like getting because she pinches you in the cheek and stuff, just kind of smile, lower your head, and get through the holidays. And my final thought would be during this next weekend and stuff, just be a little nicer to each other.
Yeah, let's do that. Quit fighting about the new Star Wars movie.
Right.
Passion over judgment, kindness over cruelty. You got it, babe. I love it. That's exactly right. Go.
That's
I
right.
like it.
So, Doc, thank you so much for coming on. As always, you know we love you, and we will always be getting to the Doc because we need to know what's going on in the pop culture world. And she's here.
Well, I love you all, too. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it so much. You're both amazing, and I have so much fun with you.
Thank you.
And I hope your audience doesn't mind that I sometimes slip up and say the F word, or the C word, or
That's right.
or every other word. You know?
A family Christmas show, sure.
That's right.
What's an F-bomb
Why
between
not?
family and friends?
Yeah, don't worry. Aunt Bunny cusses like a sailor anyway.
Yeah.
It's good, you know.
I'm just preparing them for the upcoming relative onslaught. You know, where
right. Yeah.
like everybody's drunk and saying terrible things. And is that just my family or?
Right.
no.
It's a public service, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. No, it's not. But I really do appreciate you guys, and
Thanks.
you know, I look forward to doing this again in the new year.
Yeah.
Yes, New Year.
Oh, yeah.
2018.
Well, because we got to talk to her because I got to get her to give after she sees the Black Panther movie. I need her take on that one because I'm excited for that movie.
You know, if we can get our act together, Jason,
our P's and
maybe,
Q's, dot our
in
I's.
the new year, do a kind of a movie roundtable. We can invite some other folks as well who are movie folks. We could work that together.
I like that.
If you and I could do that and not just do what we normally do, which is like, showtime. Okay, let's
go.
Don't do a show.
Alrighty.
Well, if you do want to get a round table together, let me know,
Yeah.
because I know some people that would love to kind of talk about movies that are in the industry. I know one of the writers over at CBS, and new shows coming out thanks to her and her beautiful pen. So
Nice.
yeah, there's some people that might want to, might want to join in that round table.
Yeah.
Some young, hipster hot peoples in Hollywood.
There you go.
Well,
it's our hipster hot round table.
That's the way we like our hipsters. Hot.
Just don't put your camera on me when you say hipster and hot. It's just gonna ruin the whole vibe, you know.
So
I say it way too often now.
So we gotta go. We gotta say goodbye, and we want to say goodbye to.
That's right. My Doc. I don't know if you know this, but I brought in my 10-year-old daughter for the show today.
Miss
God,
Winter.
I've been saying horrible things.
Miss Winter.
Sorry.
I think the headphones were off.
No, she had the headphones off and she was on her tablet.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh.
She was watching Game of Thrones.
Hey, how are you?
So there you go.
Merry Christmas.
No, it was not.
I want to know what your daughter. What do you want for Christmas? What are you hoping Santa brings you?
Hey, Jenna.
Do you know what you're gonna get for Christmas, or what you want for Christmas?
What do you want for Christmas this year, Jenna?
Pet shop.
Mm-hmm.
Pet shop.
Littlest Pet Shop.
Oh, pet shops. I remember those. What's that?
I love that.
Yeah, pet shop is good. Yeah.
And
Oh.
Ever After High.
What?
Ever After High.
Oh, okay. Ever After High. Yeah. She watches a lot of the Disney.
Is that like Monster High?
I think so. She loves Monster High too.
Kind of like Monster High. So I got a little
right.
cred.
You get some street cred.
How about do you like the My Little Ponies?
Oh yeah, she loves the My Little Pony. She has one of them as her stuffed pal. Her and the cat.
We could if we went through those Christmas boxes and stuff, Jason, we could have a whole My Little Pony. We could brony the show.
You will see it in the studio next week.
Yeah,
My Little Pony, right?
Maybe that'll be something for our New Year's. We'll just have
I love it.
Sparkle Dash or whatever.
Have great holidays, and I hope
it's Rainbow Dash.
It was so much fun.
Thank you so much, Doc. We love you.
Yep.
And
I love you guys too.
We will be talking to you very, very soon.
All right, folks.
Cheers. Everybody have a drink for me this holiday season.
Oh, we'll probably have two.
It'll be more than one.
I mean, the first one's just a starter.
Right, that's warm up.
All right, but everybody be safe, and if you do imbibe and everything, do it, and don't no keys or anything. Take the lift or whatever, a cab, whatever.
Uber,
do not. Do not drive. Just be home. Be safe. So have a good one. Have a good Christmas. We'll see y'all later.
Toodles.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We bill this as a news program.
Yeah.